Mayweather camp absolutely knew going in, do not humiliate the UFC. Do not humiliate Dana White. There are partners in this. In fact, let McGregor take his shots at you, verbally assault you, be vulgar, let it play out. There was an absolute understanding from the Mayweather camp. This ain't going to be competitive. It ain't going to be closed. We're calling it the heist. Let's not promote it or advertise it. And in the end, they completely dictated that fight. Mayweather knew exactly what he was going to do. 3 rounds, don't throw a lot of punches, even this puppy out, round 4, go to work, end it before the 10th. And listen, I came out and I told you, fight's going to end in the 8th. I could have easily said fight's going to end in the 1st. There was an understanding the way the fight was going to work. Now, it was more entertaining than I thought because McGregor could really take a punch. I mean, it wasn't the landing stuff. McGregor was awkward. He didn't land any punches. One uppercut that was meh. But McGregor's a big, tough kid. He can take punches. That part is, he took a better punch than I thought he would. But that, it's funny. Is that a conspiracy theory? I don't know what that is.
I think if McGregor kind of knew that's how it would play out. Like if the plan was like, I know I have no shot against you, but I want to make the money, so I'll talk a bunch of trash.
Right.
You won't say it's a heist.
So what do you categorize my knowledge of? Is that a
scam?
Yeah, like Jim Lampley called it last week. He said it's a scam. I don't, but if I say that, then I'm putting Dana White in the crosshairs. Basically, the Mayweather group knew we're stealing $150 million. Let's make it $250 million and play the game. And so the Mayweather crowd and they just played the game. And this is why I kept telling you it's going to be about an 8-round fight because they just knew it was a complete and utter mismatch. They had information. They'd talked to the sparring partner. They'd had a tape. They're like, he's not going to be able to land punches unless we get close. So for the first 3 rounds, they got close. Conor can push you around. The crowd gets worked up. The crowd feels the money's worth. And then he goes to work, bang, 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 bang. And Conor took a lot of punches. I mean, Conor was beat up after that fight. Mayweather wasn't touched. Remember Mayweather in between rounds was turning and winking to the camera? And I'm not blaming anybody for this. I don't blame Dana. I don't blame UFC. I don't blame Mayweather. I don't blame anybody. I'm not blaming anybody. I would have done the exact same thing. All I am saying was the Mayweather group, that fight went exactly as, it was just more entertaining than I thought. But it was laid out.
There's no other conspiracies you believe in sports?
No.
None
that I'll talk about. No, not really. I don't believe in conspiracies.
You just hinted that you do.
That's the one.
Well, yeah, but then you said
I don't
none
even.
Others that I'll talk about. That's quite the tease.
Yeah, well, there's legal issues. I don't want to get into any ramifications. But I'm just not going to throw anything out there. But all the big stuff, conspiracy theory, is a bunch of hooey. The stuff I have is small and it's personal, and I wouldn't want to name a person. But it's not worthy of the
Can you just
iHeart Radio.
Sub the name out for something?
No, I'm not going to put my affiliates and but I mean this is the one sports and I don't even. This is not a sports conspiracy. It is exactly what Jim Lampley said, and I wouldn't even qualify it as a scam. It was just a manipulated. How about if I call it this?
It was like WWE.
A little bit. It was a manipulated event.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that fair? I wouldn't call it a scam. That's too harsh. I wouldn't call it fixed. It's not.
Yeah, nothing illegal was done.
No.
It's based on skill level, but it wasn't. It didn't fix the fight.
It was How about this? What if it had been a football game, and for $100 million, and one team knew, let's keep it close for a quarter. What would you call that? A manipulated event. I don't call it a scam. It was a real game with real tackling. It was real punching. It was real boxing. I mean, Mayweather could have slipped. Conor could have landed the luckiest punch in the world. So, but what Lampley said, I thought his wording was a little harsher than what I would say, but it was a manipulated event. I mean, the Mayweather people knew this. This is going to be. We're just going to extend this a little bit, and then start putting glove on face about the 4th, 5th round and get rid of it. And I do think McGregor lasted about a round or 2 longer than Mayweather thought. I think it. What was Mayweather's prediction? Wasn't it the 10th? I mean, I think Mayweather's prediction was pretty darn close. I think Mayweather's people, when it was all said and done, felt Conor could take a better punch than they thought.
Yeah.
That he hung in there.
Mayweather was oddly complimentary of McGregor
yes,
going in.
He did. I know when it was over, they were like, kid can take a punch. He's a tough kid. Christine with the news.
No. Turn on the news. This is the Herdline News.
Well, Martavis Bryant has created a lot of controversy with the Steelers recently. He wants the ball more, wasn't showing up for practice. And then Mike Tomlin came out and responded, and now he is going to be benched.
Yeah.
And he's saying now, you're not going to hear me complain anymore. He's just going to stay quiet and let everything fall into place. But is it too late? Has the damage already been done?
There's been damage done. Yeah, there's definitely been some damage done.
I think so, too. You can't start saying you want to be traded and that you're not happy.
You can't unsay stuff.
Yeah.
Like if you insulted me, like you just said something one day,
well,
I would forgive you.
If I'm mad at you.
Oh,
like if I'm just mad, then maybe I don't mean it.
I would.
But if I meant it, then
yeah. You can't unsay stuff.
No.
Yeah. Sometimes you forget stuff, but it's hard to unsay stuff.
Yeah, I would agree. So Rex Ryan was talking about Mark Sanchez, and he said that he believed even when the Jets took him with the 5th overall pick in 2009, that he never believed Sanchez was a franchise quarterback, which is interesting because Rex Ryan, then why did you do this? Let's put this up on the screen. It is a tattoo, and if you look closely, that's a picture of his wife wearing a Mark Sanchez jersey tattooed on his body. So if you don't think that he is going to be a franchise quarterback, why are you tattooing it on your body?
Yeah, I like Rex. Rex has never been good for quarterbacks. Mark Sanchez is one of the only quarterbacks that I thought would be much better. I didn't think he was going to be Peyton Manning. But he came into the league and he got better, slightly better every year, like 8-10% better. Mm-hmm. And I thought Rex ruined him. I think Rex is rough on quarterbacks. I think Rex is a great coordinator. I think he'd be a great college coach. But I thought, listen, man, there's a history with Rex. He's not good for quarterbacks.
So is he saying this now to take the pressure off of him or to take the blame off of him?
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Yeah, I mean, listen, it makes it sound like... hey, listen, there's just no way he could be a franchise quarterback. Listen, Mark Sanchez, I was just thinking about this driving into work this morning. I literally was thinking about this, about Sam Darnold. Do you go pro? Do you not go pro? And I was thinking to myself, Sanchez is the one kid that had he stayed in college, because I was thinking about Darnold, Sanchez should have stayed in college. He only had 1 year of starts. He needed another 13 starts. He just wasn't ready. He didn't know the game. He'd never been flying through the bullets like, Marcus Mariota, 3 years starting at Oregon. I think Sanchez, had he stayed at USC, that's why, everybody wants Sam Darnold to go, and I'm like, why are we in such a rush to go to pro football? Like stay in college. Darnold's
just in case you get hurt.
That I get, but you can buy insurance policy. How many? By the way, let's say he got hurt. Let's say Sam Darnold broke his leg. Mm-hmm. John Stockton and Michael Jordan broke their legs and played basketball. You'd get it fixed, and you'd come back and still get drafted. It's not like you wouldn't draft Sam Darnold. You'd still draft Sam Darnold.
Yeah, but maybe not this high. Maybe you lose money. And finally, Aston Martin is selling a Tom Brady signature edition car for $360,000. Oh, only 12 of these will be made, and if you buy it, you will get inside Brady's signature on the dorsal plate. So when you open the door, that little plate that's right there, and then the TB12 logo will be seen throughout the vehicle, including on the fender and embossed on the headrest. How much money do you have to make a year to want to buy this Tom Brady $360,000 Aston Martin?
I could win the Powerball. I'd never buy it. It's not me.
Well, it's not going to be your primary car, I would assume, right? Like that has to be like your fun car. So you have to have so much money that you can buy a $360,000
I make a great
car?
living. I've never had a fun car.
And can I just say, like, if a guy picked me up on a date driving this specific Aston Martin with Tom Brady everywhere in it, I would get it and be like, ugh. Really? Like, you worship this man so much.
It's dorky.
That it's in the car, and you could have spent that $360,000.
I remember talking to a woman one time. She told, this was like 20 years ago, and she said she dated this guy. Mm-hmm. And she said, the coolest part, she goes, we were on our second date.
So she's talking about a date with you?
No. A friend of mine.
Okay.
He was a smart dude. And somebody I talked to occasionally. I used to live in the same area he did, in Oregon. And she went on a date and everything. And it was like the second date or third date. And she said, we were in having dinner at his house. He made dinner. And
second date, wow.
And she went to use the bathroom down the hallway and opened the wrong door, and it was the garage. And he had this Porsche, this Boxster Porsche. And she said 3 dates. He'd never driven it on a date. And he had this $100,000 car. And she's like, this is a man, not a boy.
Exactly.
She's like, he never said it. He goes, go down the bathroom in the hallway. She goes, I just opened the wrong door. And I'm like, that's a $100,000 car. He never mentioned it.
I just want to know, are there that many people making that much money that are really crazy Tom Brady fans? Like, are there 12 of them?
Oh, God,
like
yes.
multi-millionaires
They're not
who
going
just
to
love Tom Brady?
Yeah, I mean, Ben Affleck drives something like
Yeah,
and
Aston Martin, but not a Tom Brady Aston Martin. And not only that, but it's also there's TB12 on the fender and the headrests. So it just says everywhere that you love Tom Brady.
Well, they're only doing 12, so there's not a huge.
Right, but are there really 12 people that can afford this car?
Is Brady going to drive one of those?
Yeah, does Brady get one? Is it free?
I think there's more money than you. I think there's
for sure. There's a lot of people with that much money, but are there many people with that much money who also love Tom Brady that much?
No, I think they like the Aston Martin, and they
then buy an Aston Martin, not the Tom Brady Aston Martin.
No, and anybody could have. Remember what rich people think. Anybody could have an Aston Martin.
Exclusive.
Yeah, that's why people, rich people. That's why rich people run for office. They've got the money. They've got this. Oh, I can be president. None of my rich friends has been governor, mayor of New York, Michael Bloomberg.
NBA owners also.
Yeah, like I own a sports team.
Yeah.
When you're a billionaire, you hang out with billionaires. How many of your billionaire friends own an NFL team?
Well, that's why it's like a toy. It's not
a
their
toy.
everyday car.
Right. Christine with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Lie News.
I'll give you my thoughts on Ohio State and Penn State. They play this weekend. That's around the corner. Would you like to save over $700 right now and get in the best shape of your life? Of course you would. Then go to frogfitness.com or call 844-837-6443 right now. It's a Frog Pro training system. You could use it in your living room, garage, hotel room, office. Take it outside, light your competitive fire, burn pounds, tone muscle. It is the Frog Pro training system. Frogfitness.com or Amazon.com. All-out full-body sprint used by motocross racers, UFC, NFL, our American military. Scientifically proven to be the single most effective total body training device ever invented. Frogfitness.com, Dominate Gravity, or Amazon. Frogfitness.com. Take it anywhere. Use it anywhere. The Herd.
Hey, it's Ben Maller here. Did you know that the first radio broadcast of a Major League Baseball game happened almost 100 years ago? Here's something else that you might not know that actually is really helpful. TrueCar also helps people get used cars. That's right, TrueCar isn't just for buying new cars. With their certified dealer network and a nationwide inventory of nearly 1 million used cars, you'll enjoy real pricing on actual inventory and a simpler buying experience, whether you buy new or used. Here's something else you might not know. TrueCar users can see what others paid, so they know if they're getting a good deal before buying. They're also more likely to enjoy a faster buying experience by connecting with TrueCar certified dealers. It's how car buying was always meant to be. Get started now and start saving time when you're ready to buy a new or used car. Doesn't matter. Check out TrueCar today. Some features not available in all states.
Okay, here we go, people.
This is The Herd.
Where are you again?
With Colin Cowherd.
Oh, look at that hit with Joe Flacco. Oh, man, that is just terrible. I can't believe you allow guys like that in the NFL. Isn't it interesting that it was 6'6" Joe Flacco, and it's 6'6" Cam Newton, and 6'6" Ben Roethlisberger that are always complaining and getting hobbled by hits? It is never 5'11 and a half Johnny Manziel, 6 foot Russell Wilson, 6'1 and a half Aaron Rodgers, or 6'2 Dak Prescott. This is something I have been discussing before that hit last night. When you slide poorly and you're a quarterback and you leave your territory, I'm not asking linebackers to slow down. Hey, surfers, you better be damn good, because that's where the sharks live.
This is The Herd.
That guy's a nerd.
With Colin Cowherd.
What?
Listen up, football fans. At Mellow Mushroom Pizza Bakers, we know that going to the big game and tailgating or watching football at home is not for the faint of heart. Preparation is everything. The Mellow Mushroom team is prepared. On your way to or from the game, equip your team with fresh, mouth-watering spring water dough pizza, huge hoagies, hot pretzels, and cold beer. Or call ahead for takeout, then head to the game. Or the sofa. The Mellow Mushroom in Columbia's historic Vista and Sunset Boulevard in Lexington.
How easy is this? You do a little bit of typing, you get your favorite music, you get your favorite stations, all free. Hey, it's Christopher Thompson with the free iHeart Radio app. You type in the name of your favorite artist, you get a station full of their biggest hits and similar artists just for you. Songs that were handpicked by real people, fellow music fans just like you. And as you thumb songs up or down, we'll personalize the station to fit you better. It's that easy. Type in the name of an artist, let us get to work. Download our free iHeart Radio app today.
AutoZone presents your headlights. As the days get shorter, your headlights need to shine at their brightest. And upgrading to a brighter light can really maximize your safety. Right now, get a $10 AutoZone gift card by mail when you buy 2 single Sylvania Silver Star Ultra headlight capsules or a twin pack. So visit your local AutoZone. With over 5,000 locations, the right supplies and good advice are just around the corner, so you can fix your car with confidence. Let's get you what you need. Restrictions and details in store.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Now today's forecast from the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer Weather Center.
Clear skies tonight with temperatures settling down to the mid-50s. Tomorrow, thickening clouds. Temperatures will top out in the mid to upper 70s, and there will be a few showers, especially after sunset on Saturday evening. For Channel 25, ABC Columbia, I'm Chief Meteorologist John Farley.
This report is brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life.
When Marlon Shirley was 5, he lost his foot. Today, as the world's fastest amputee, he runs the 100 meters in less time than it takes to listen to this. Overcoming. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life.
When I was little, I didn't talk for a long time. I liked things to always be the same. Anything new or different would scare and upset me. I was very sensitive to lights and sounds. It was almost like I had bigger eyes and ears than everyone else. So I built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. I didn't like looking people in the eye. It made me feel uncomfortable. I'd throw big tantrums over little things like when my socks didn't match. Sometimes I'd do the same things over and over. Until one day, I found out I had autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I learned how to live with it better.
You can see signs of autism in children as young as 18 months. Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Families affected by disasters urgently need support. Help the American Red Cross provide meals and shelter to those affected by disasters, big and small. Donate to Red Cross Disaster Relief. Go to redcross.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS.
Clemson Sports Talk with Lawton Swan. The best from Tiger Town and more. Weeknights 6 to 8. Fox Sports Radio 1400.
From Los Angeles.
Once again, it's The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Phone number 877-757-HERD.
Kiss my butt.
Dallas is too rich and dysfunctional to root for. It's like rooting for a trust fund kid with a meth habit. Not interested.
This is The Herd.
Ohio State, Penn State this weekend. Urban Meyer hasn't lost in like 15 years after a bye. Penn State comes off a really emotional win. It's very hard to get college players back-to-back weekends to play great football. It's just hard. Get beat up. It is interesting. I'm just happy we have a legitimate college football game because every sport in America has a problem. You know, like the MLS has an identity problem. You know, it's still trying to identify its spot in the sports landscape. Baseball, just too long, so there's no urgency until October. NBA, the bottom third of the league, has no shot to compete. NFL's got its concussion issues. College football has a scheduling imbalance problem where they do not force all the conferences to play the same number of conference games, 8, 9 games. Minimum, you should play 11 now that we have all these major conferences. You should get one out-of-conference game. But college football has a scheduling and blowout problem. Ohio State 38-7, 50-21, 56-0, 62-14. I mean, I'm reading Wisconsin. I'm reading Notre Dame. I'm reading Georgia, 31-3, 41-0, 53-28, 45-14. Alabama's 41-10, 59-0, 66-3, 41-9, 45-7. What you saw last night in the NFL, Baltimore 40-0 over the Dolphins, happens like 40 times a week in college football. So this part of the year in college football, late October through November into the Bulls, you get rivalry games, urgency, classic matchups, and conference championships. But I do think college football, it's really a simple fix. I don't think it's difficult at all. Just have more conference games, 10 to 11 per school. You know, Alabama's playing Fresno States and Colorado States and Mercer. Now, I don't blame – I mean, listen, sometimes right now Alabama clubs everybody in their conference. That's just the way it's going to work for the Ohio States, Clemson. But you could shave off 2 or 3 of these awful games, just play conference games. And, you literally, after that initial Labor Day weekend, you go about a month and a half, you're just sitting around waiting for Penn State, Ohio State. So I think this will be a great football game. I think it'll be close and competitive. Ohio State's offense, their defense is unbelievable up front, just unbelievable. I think there's going to be some big plays. I think Penn State will be in it to the very end. But I'm going to take Ohio State to win by about 7-8 points. I also saw this. I thought this was interesting. RJBellpregame.com. So Vegas has their own rankings. They rank the NFL teams. And, my feeling has always been that coaches have biases, sports writers have biases, the media's fans have obvious biases. So of all the teams, here were some of the more interesting rankings. Despite having Dante Hightower, their best defensive player, leave, Vegas, which is all about money, has New England number 1. Now, if you look at New England, there's a number to the far right. I'm mostly on radio now. They're 4.5 points better than 0 is the average team in the NFL, which is like, Buffalo. They're 4.5 better than that. This is how Vegas decides their lines. So they have Philadelphia, New England 1, Philadelphia 2, the Cowboys. Sorry, USA Today are not 19th. They're tied for 5. Vegas still loves Atlanta. They have Atlanta tied for 7th. So despite their record, Vegas is not beholden to records. They go to yards per play, yards given up. That's all Vegas cares about. Numbers, analytics. Atlanta's 7. It is interesting that Buffalo and Detroit, which we're all kind of fired up about, are tied for 21st. But here's the really interesting thing. Green Bay now without Aaron Rodgers is 30th, according to Vegas, and Indianapolis, 31st. What have I said about Aaron Rodgers and Andrew Luck? They are the MVPs of this league. These are bad rosters. And that I think Aaron Rodgers, after this year, has a player option. I would force Green Bay to franchise tag me. You may lose a little money short term, but Aaron's got $100 million in the bank. I would force your first contract, unless you're a first rounder, is a 4-year deal. If you're a quarterback, force teams to franchise you, test the market eventually. This has always been so strange to me. In fact, in collective bargaining, if I was a player, franchise tag should be able to be used once on a player. It should never be able to be used twice on the same player. I think that's totally unfair for players. That's where I think the players gave way too much away to the owners. You can if I work at a company and they're not going to give me a long-term contract, but they say, we'll franchise tag you, Colin, for a year, meaning we'll pay you among the top 5 sports radio guys for a year and to see if you deliver what we think you're going to deliver. Okay, I'll give you a year of that. I'm not giving you 2. My agent and I would never give you 2 of that. That's where the CBA, that was poorly negotiated by the players. You should have never given teams the right to franchise tag you twice. If a team says, okay, we need 16 more games, this is too violent a sport for a player to have to give up 2 years before he can test the market. Way, way, way too long for players. So, by the way, all these rich owners, yeah, maybe you can buy that business, maybe not. You can invest. Why don't you give us 2 years? We'll franchise you billionaires to see if we'll test you for 2 years to see if we like you. Oh, they wouldn't do that. So I think players made a huge mistake, and their representatives made a really poor decision there. But this pregame.com, their power rankings, this is how they decide their lines. Packers 30th, Colts 31st, tied with Cleveland. And yet Andrew Luck signed early. Why? Make them franchise tag you. Aaron Rodgers, make the Packers franchise tag you. So what if you lose $3 million? Who cares? You can make that up in commercials. By the way, do we have that Aaron Rodgers bit last night with Conan O'Brien? I thought that was really funny. That was really well done. That was one of Christine.
Do you think that was better, or the cat on the field and Tony Romo doing play-by-play?
I thought the Aaron Rodgers thing with Conan O'Brien was actually very, very funny. Here, let's run. This was Aaron Rodgers on Conan last night or this week.
Walk us through what happened. I know we've all seen the tape, but I want to make you relive this.
Yeah, I rolled out to my right, I threw the ball, and I got tackled and kind of slammed on the ground. But I'm good now. 13 screws later, and here I am.
13 screws later, right? I wanted to show a video of you getting tackled, but NFL won't let us have the footage. And if we did get to use the footage, it would be so expensive. We don't have that kind of money. So the closest thing we can do is show this simulation of what happened to you. Take a look.
That's actually very funny, the cat jumping on the little kid.
You know, Aaron didn't really say much in that clip.
Cool guys don't talk a lot. He's kind of he's got very dry. He's Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh.
He's got kind of a understated coolness.
Okay.
Some guys are real dramatic and showy.
Some guys talk a lot.
Jake Gyllenhaal is kind of like understated cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matt Damon talks more, but that's fine. That's cool too. I saw him on Ellen yesterday.
You were watching Ellen.
Yeah, that's okay. What's wrong with that?
I don't know.
I like Ellen.
Learning a lot about your TV habits.
I like Ellen.
What did you say you were watching earlier today?
Oh God! By the way, found the newest show on Netflix.
Is this what you binge watched last night? Stranger Things too?
No, Mindhunter.
Oh.
Is just thank me later.
That was so obvious that you would love. I saw an ad for that, and I went, Colin's going to be into that show.
Wait, mine like mining?
No, like
or mind?
Like brain mine. Hunter. Netflix.
Like they're hunting for brains?
Oh, you just watch. Why don't you sit back, pour yourself a glass of Chardonnay, and enjoy terror?
I'm going to watch Stranger Things, too.
All right. Guys, I've got exciting news. Coming from our friends over at M-Drive, it's a premium featured brand at Walgreens this month. Go to your local Walgreens store, find M-Drive prominently displayed on sale entire month. Nutrition science, that's all this is. 5 clinically tested ingredients. Increase your energy, boost your T levels. Already got them in your body, natural T levels. Testosterone. Performance, strength, stamina, endurance. M-Drive Workforce, that's the energy sustainer. M-Drive Boost and Burn, burns fat. M-Drive Prime, catch you off the couch. Go to your local Walgreens, almost everywhere. M-Drive today, prominently displayed until the end of October. It is on sale. Re-find your Prime with M-Drive. So excited for the World Series tonight. Game 3, Yu Darvish. Friday night, will you watch all 9 innings? Goulet, will you watch all 9 on a Friday night?
Yeah, because out here the game starts at 5. It's not 8. 8 is a lot different than 5 if you're on the East Coast versus West Coast.
You can go out after the game?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can still do stuff if you want to.
Listen, if you love sports, move to west of Denver.
Where are you going out, Goulet?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm going to sit at home and watch. But in theory, if I wanted to go out, I could.
No, like it is amazing that I can watch a game and it ends at 7:13.
Yeah, you have time.
It's incredible. Like Laker, that's when I used to work at the other place. Like the NBA playoffs were torture. Like a Warrior game would start at 10:30. I had to be up at 5:30. It's like I was supposed to be up at 2. I got a life. I need nutrition and sleep. Come on. All right, we're done. Speak for yourself later. Game 3 of the World Series tonight starts on FS1, then moves over to the big boys, Joe Buck and all those guys, John Smoltz. That's at 7:30. So I'm done talking for now. Nice week, Blazing 5. Check it out in our archive and all the Twitter stuff. This in L.A. is The Herd.
Protecting your home, it's essential, but getting traditional home security, it can be a punishing experience. Ask anybody who's looked into long-term security contracts. Simply Safe got rid of everything that makes home security a hassle. You order a system online, delivered to your door with free shipping, no long-term contracts, 24/7 protection, $15 a month. That's it. SimplySafeColin.com or go to Best Buy, 10% off at SimplySafeColin.com.
Gentlemen, don't be that guy in the room with a long, sloppy, untucked shirt. It looks awful. Untuck It has made it so easy to look great no matter what the occasion. From casual gatherings to more formal events, they've got an innovative design that works and goes with anything. Untuck It shirts made to fall at the perfect length, not too long, not too short. Go to untuckit.com. Log on right there. Check out the new fall arrivals. See for yourself why GQ called them perfection. Use the promo code Colin for 25% off all purchases. When you look good, you feel good. Untuckit.com.
Listen up. There are only two things you can make every day: excuses or progress. When it comes to your personal health, what's it gonna be? If you think you don't have time to get in the best shape of your life, that excuse is over. The Frog by FrogFitness.com is so versatile that it works every major muscle group to exhaustion in just 60 seconds per set. 10 minutes a day and you are done. Try The Frog. Follow our step-by-step guide just 10 minutes per day and experience the total body difference. You can't even join a gym in just 10 minutes. Go to FrogFitness.com and learn why so many people are reaching their fitness goals with The Frog. Now, for a limited time, you can save over $700 to drop the excuses and start making progress. Go to FrogFitness.com to learn what makes The Frog the ultimate total body training tool. Got questions? Call 844-837-6443. That's 844-837-6443. Order on Amazon or at FrogFitness.com. That's FrogFitness.com.
Fox Sports Radio 1400 traffic.
Just got a call from the All South Federal Credit Union traffic tip line at 343-1055. They tell me there's a wreck on Bull Street at Laurel. Other tie-ups: Humphrey Drive at Westmore, Two Notch at North Brickyard, Leap Hart Road at 378. That is blocking the right-hand lane. A couple of tie-ups on the interstate, I-26 eastbound near the Lake Murray Boulevard exit, and then 20 westbound, a wreck at the Broad River Road exit. I'm Rob Sanders in the 560 WVOC AM Traffic Center, driven by Frank's Discount Tire, the home of Michelin tires.
This report is brought to you by the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration.
I'm Joe Flacco from the Baltimore Ravens, urging you to stand up against our nation's drug epidemic during DEA's National Prescription Drug Takeback Day this Saturday. Making a difference is as easy as cleaning out your medicine cabinet.
Find a collection site at DEATakeback.com.
Hey everyone, this is Ray.
And Marianne from Absolute Glass, your local high-end auto glass specialist in the Midlands.
You can be confident if the high-end car dealers trust us to get the job done right, you can too.
Visit AbsoluteGlassInc.com for all your auto, home, and business glass needs, or call us at 803-951-7200.
And don't forget, we do home windows, patio doors, tabletop, shower doors, mirrors, and storefronts. If you can see through it, we can do it.
Discount includes all rebates and incentives, 36-month lease, $35.50 due at signing. Excludes tax and title. Call 866-451-3630 for details.
All JT does is discount Kias.
Now you can get $10,000 off Sorrentos from $19,990.
That's outrageous. How about leasing Kia Souls?
I've got Kia Souls you can drive for $99 a month. We've got Fortes $79 a month, and they get mucho miles per gallon.
I love these deals, JT, but I hate monthly payments.
I'll show you how you can make no monthly payments for a year.
Rush now to JT's Kia, I-77 and Killian Road for the final days of these epic deals.
Sharing has never meant as much as it does now. We share the things we love most in life for the world to see. But what if we could actually do more with our sharing than just collect likes? What if this sharing could be used to make a difference? Now there's a place where we can put all that sharing to good use. The National MS Society is asking people to make a difference and share what they love with someone else who loves it too. Whether it's surfing, dancing, or whatever is important to you, we've created a place that'll help you get your experience out to the world. If you have a story, share it. If you have a solution, share that too. Join us at wearestrongerthanms.org, because together, we are stronger.
Sensory sensitivity, repetitious behavior, Lack of eye contact. You can see signs of autism in children as young as 18 months. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Fox Sports Trending now.
We start in Houston, but not for the World Series. Texans owner Bob McNair apologizing today for making comments like, quote, the inmates are running the prison, end quote, during NFL owners' meetings in October. Those quotes became public today in a piece written by ESPN.com. Texans wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins didn't show up at practice because of the comments, according to reports, and the Houston Chronicle says players considered walking out of the team facilities when they heard the comments. In fact, Dwayne Brown told the Chronicle that the comments were, quote, disrespectful, ignorant, and embarrassing, end quote. McNair issued an apology saying, I regret that I used that expression, quote, I never meant to offend anyone, and I was not referring to our players, end quote. Game 3, Dodgers and Astros World Series tonight. It starts at 7:30 Eastern Time on Fox. Hugh Darvish takes on Lance McCullers. I'm Dan Bob.
It's time for Clemson Sports Talk with Lawton Swan.
Ready, set, just call me Swanee.
Tigers time. Tigers time.
Good evening, Clemson, Tiger Nation, Gamecocks, Bulldogs, Yellow Jackets, and Seminoles peeking over the fence at the Hurry Up, No Huddle Sports Talk Express. Lawton Swan, Lowell, the producer, in the building here, 316 Greystone Boulevard, getting things set and squared away as we head towards the college football weekend. The Clemson Tigers hosting the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. That matchup, 8 o'clock on ESPN. Welcoming in the folks down in Myrtle Beach on Fox Sports Radio 101.9 and 1050 a.m. Welcoming in Lowell, the producer to the program, who, I tell you, the guy can get here 2.5 hours early, eat a sandwich, fire up the Friday, the simulation Saturday that is live right now on ClemsonSportsTalk.com. We've got Ohio State, Penn State with about 8 seconds left. Ohio State, who's a 6.5-point favorite in the real world, winning by 15, 30-15 in a fantasy world with a late interception, I believe, to close that game out. Even though he arrives early, somehow he is still ill-prepared to record the show at the start. And if you could have, I wish I had been broadcasting Lowell's escapades live on Periscope just a few moments ago as he was basically bowing down to the lords of technology in hopes that the computer would record the show. I will not make him wait any further. Lowell, what's going on, my man?
Bada boom. Realest champs in the room. How you doing?
Dude, I wish that was on TV. I wish that was broadcast on Periscope. You panicking was classic.
All I know is, it's recording now. It just took a little finesse and a little sweet talk to the computer.
Let's don't act like when you found out it was recording, you found out with, this uber confidence that it was going to be recording.
Sure, I knew. I clicked the record button. I knew.
You started cheering and put your hands up. And we're like, yes, it's recording.
I'm a finesser, man. I'm a finesser. I finessed it to record.
803-978-1832 is the number. 2 hours here on Clemson Sports Talk tonight. Having a good time with you. We'll talk some high school football. We'll talk some college football. We'll talk about what you want to talk about. We'll talk about what we want to talk about. We've got a special guest lined up. Patrick Hinman's going to join us. You may know him from that new song that's out there, the All In song. We're going to have him come on and talk about the viral explosion, I guess you would say, that's going on. We're about to fire up the Vandy and South Carolina for your simulation pleasures. You can watch the simulation of that game. We will also have the simulation coming up of Clemson and Georgia Tech. Conditions tomorrow still calling for rain. Lots of people not excited about the potential that it could be a rainy, nasty day.
Is it going to rain in Columbia? Because I can make that happen.
Well, I'm not a weatherman, but I can certainly do a quick Google search and see if I can give you an extended forecast. Tomorrow's weather in Columbia, game time set for what here in Columbia tomorrow?
4 o'clock.
1% chance of rain.
All right, we'll go clear then.
So no rain. Clemson, however, not nearly as much as tomorrow. The Clemson Tigers are scheduled for about 99% chance of rain at 7 p.m.
And for that one, I will make it rain, as I often do.
803-978-1832 is the number. 803-978-1832. The hashtag on Twitter, CST Show. You can follow the program at Clemson Sports. That's Clemson News, Notes, Information, and more 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Clemson and Georgia Tech game notes are up right now, where the Yellow Jackets lead at all time, 52-29-2 in the all-time series. Also, a couple of great articles up, a historical look back at Clemson and Georgia Tech on the gridiron. That coming to us from Sam Blackman on our Way Back Wednesday edition, audio included. Plus, if you missed it yesterday, Coach Speak with Tommy Bowden talking about the Georgia Tech game. Don't forget, tomorrow you want to be in your seats early, as former Clemson Tiger head coach Danny Ford's going to be honored Saturday before Clemson and Georgia Tech take to the field of play. If you aren't a premium subscriber to ClemsonSportsTalk.com, I'd like to take a moment to encourage you to subscribe to ClemsonSportsTalk.com for a couple of reasons. One, we have the premium podcast available to you over there, which is an absolutely ad-free edition of this show. This program takes 2 hours from start to finish with commercials. I can tell you the show yesterday was 94 minutes and 35 seconds without commercials. So nearly 25 minutes they're trimmed off of the show that shakes the Southland. Did you not take Deebo Samuel out of the game, mister? What's going on with that?
He should be out. Let me look.
A couple of weeks ago he was in.
Yeah, he's not in. What it is he's just an impact player. And so they show the impact player before the game. He's not in on kick return either. Or punt return. So he is not in the game. They were just showing him because he's an impact player.
Okay, well, I can tell you the other time he did catch a ball. Did you go back and watch
my guess is I didn't move him far enough down the depth chart, and then some people got tired and he had to come in. That would be my guess. Because I didn't delete him from the roster or anything. I just moved him down the depth chart.
So the Gamecocks tomorrow will take on Vanderbilt, but we've got the Saturday simulation live for you here on the Friday edition of the show that shakes the Southland. 803-978-1832. That's the way you can be a part of the program. 803-978-1832. Interesting, the schedule of the college football season. This Ohio State Penn State game, and Ohio State's uniforms, these smoky gray uniforms, I think they're going to be wearing with some different colored Buckeye. What do you call those? But just Buckeyes? Just is that just what you call them? Leaves? Are they leaves? Just Buckeyes?
Just Buckeyes.
Gonna be pretty cool. Are you shocked though at what I said moments ago, that Ohio State is a 6.5-point favorite over the Penn State Nittany Lions? 6.5 at home is a pretty big number. If this game was 3.5 for Ohio State or 2.5 for Ohio State, I would go, yeah, you know what? A little home field advantage, playing in Columbus. You look at the track record, which, Lowell, I know you are well aware, with James Franklin, head coach at Penn State. 6.5-point favorite seems a bit wide for me in favor of the Ohio State Buckeyes. What do we What
Rico
happened?
Dowdle is not out of the game, and he should be.
He is now. Thank you for correcting that. That was a correctable error. 6.5 points, though. Penn State, Ohio State. And I'm sure we'll make our prediction on that. And again, Penn State won it. Ohio State won it big in our simulation. I think Penn State is one of those teams that Clemson Tiger fans, when they're eyeballing that potential 4th spot in the college football playoff, is one that people believe is vulnerable. And tomorrow, they could find themselves being the most vulnerable in a loss to an Ohio State ball club. But that spread being as wide as it is, now given Ohio State has not exactly played the stiffest competition either, can I be critical for a minute of the entire Big Ten and the overinflated value that seems to have been given to this league? Can you tell me a great win for Penn State, a great win for Michigan, a great win for Ohio State right now? Those are the teams everybody wants to talk about in that conference.
Ohio State does have one really good loss.
High quality loss.
High quality.
Well, it was even higher quality loss before Oklahoma lost
to Iowa State. So it's a little less high quality now.
Is that what we are now quantifying as good good losses?
Hey, Penn State beat Pitt. Even Clemson couldn't beat Pitt last year. Well, neither could Penn State, to be fair. Forgot about that one for a minute.
Yeah, just to be fair with it. But that 6.5 point spread, that's going to be on Fox, by the way, 3:30. 6.5 point 6.5 point spread, Lowell, seems a bit steep for me right now. I know Urban Meyer's a great big game coach. And the statistic you gave me before the show is that James Franklin has never won a road game.
A road game against a ranked team. Now, we will be fair to James Franklin in that he was at Vanderbilt for a time.
Yes, that is fair.
How many years has he been at Penn State now?
I believe this is his 3rd or 4th season there.
And he did also take over a rebuilding Penn State program.
One that probably should have had to rebuild quite a bit more, in my opinion. Remember, they were on the verge of being handed the death penalty, and then the NCAA, it wasn't the death penalty, but you remember the NCAA kind of backed off of some of the sanctions that were held against them. I mean, you can watch them sit where they are today and go, well, that's for relieving them of some of the sanctions that they had.
I am shocked they didn't beat a ranked team on the road last year. That does surprise me.
6.5 points, though, underdog. That's a lot. What is it? Is it skill position? Is it home field?
Well, let's consider home field is usually worth 3 to 3.5 points typically. And in fact, that can even go up a little bit more depending on the venue. So I imagine a place like Ohio State, you may even be getting 4 points, 4 to 4.5 points for traveling to Ohio State.
Well, if Saquon Barkley, for example, were on Ohio State, or if Saquon Barkley weren't playing for Penn State, then yeah, I can see 6.5 points. Is Barkley not the Heisman frontrunner right now? Is Barkley not the best player, arguably, in college football, given his size in the open field? I'm not saying he's the best player in college football. Again, let me say that one more time for you. Isn't he the best player for his size in the open field in college football?
That's really specific.
You don't see big backs like him who can get out in space and make guys miss. He's light on his toes. Like if he came out and said, and you might Google this, Lowell, if he came out and said that he took ballet at some point in his younger career, younger years, kind of as an up-and-comer, I wouldn't be shocked. He's got the twinkle toes. He can dance with you. Some of the greats have taken ballet. No signs of ballet for Saquon Barkley?
I'm looking.
Where's he from, by the way? Where does he hail from? The Bronx. The boogie down Bronx. By the way, birthday just a day off from mine, so he's a birthday brother, much like mine and Lee. But you got to admit, this is a kid who can carry a team on his back, yes? And when you go up against teams that have players like that, your boy Bryce Love, who I know was out last night.
And they struggled without Bryce Love, by the way. I don't know if you saw any of that game.
I did, and but that's the point I'm making.
That was
here.
a big deal for him to not be in the game.
6.5 points minus guys like that makes perfect sense to me. And remember when we talked with, I believe, was it? And correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it was Michael Felder from the Bleacher Report who joined us a couple of weeks back, and we kind of got into Ohio State, and he said, don't get sucked into the Buckeyes. Don't get sucked in. A big win over a bad Nebraska team, a big win over a bad Maryland team, a big win over a bad Rutgers team. Remember this, Rutgers and Maryland get, I think it's between 10 and 12% of the budget that the Big Ten gets. Welcome to the league. We're going to steal from you for your first 5 years or whatever the number is. Okay? They beat Nebraska 56-14. Is Nebraska a good team, Lowell? Yes or no?
No.
They beat Maryland 62-14. Is Maryland a good team? Yes or no?
No.
They beat Rutgers 56-0. Is Rutgers a good team? Yes or no?
No.
They beat UNLV 54-21. Is that a good team? Yes or no?
Probably not.
All right, Army 38-7.
Not great talent-wise matchup.
Not great talent-wise, but and Army probably loses to everybody on that list except for Rutgers and UNLV that we've mentioned so far. They probably lose to Nebraska. They probably lose to Maryland. But nonetheless, more fight. They got beat by Oklahoma by 15, and they beat Indiana 49-21. Their best win is a win over Indiana in the season opener in a game where it was 21-21, if my memory serves me correctly here at the grand old age of 40. And they ran away with that game late with 4 touchdowns, I think, in the second half. Yeah. And I'm supposed to buy that's a 6.5-point favorite over Penn State. Again, Penn State doesn't have a great resume, but they got Saquon Barkley, and I know they're on the road. Hard for me to imagine 6.5 points is the difference in that game. Double O, Overton's Orange joins us segment 1. Double O, what's going on?
The greatest show that shakes the Southland. I'm calling on my favorite day. Simulation Day is the greatest. Simulation is the greatest thing that mankind has invented, I think. I'll not get carried away. I'm going to answer about the question you asked me yesterday. I got 4 teams for you, Mr. Swami.
Okay.
These are your final 4. Write them down. Lock it up. It's going to happen. I have a crystal ball. In my crystal ball, Alabama, Penn State will beat Ohio State tonight. It'll be close. Penn State. Barkley, you were just talking about him. He is a Heisman candidate in my opinion, from what I've seen. The best player on football today, now, as we speak. He's the best I've seen.
Okay.
The polls agree with me, by the way. The third team we have in the Final Four would be the Clemson Tigers, the Natty Championships. We will go back to the playoffs. And my 4th team I have in there is going to be, and I hate to say this, this rips me up. TCU, they're going to put in front of Georgia. That's my 4.
Overton's Orange, Alabama, Penn State, Clemson, TCU in the Final Four. That's not a bad one. Not a bad one at all. It'd be a pretty good matchup. Pretty good run of games there. We come back, we'll talk a little more about Penn State, Ohio State, other games. And Lou Bezak from the state newspaper will join us as well, talk a little high school football as we close in on the high school playoffs here in the Midlands. Stay with us on Fox Sports Radio.
Need custom shirts, hats, or uniforms? How about promotional giveaways for your business or organization? Need fast turnaround times? Look no further than Meridian Printing and Promotions. Located in Lexington, they provide an in-house art department, in-house screen printing, and in-house embroidery services to the Midlands and beyond. For the absolute best quality products and services, contact Meridian Printing and Promotions, 785-4990. Check them out online, mbspromo.com.
SCMEP is committed to helping manufacturers grow. In 2016, SCMEP partnered with over 400 manufacturers, creating a state impact of over $1.4 billion. If you're a South Carolina manufacturer, SCMEP is here for you. Visit scmep.org/radio. SCMEP is a not-for-profit 501c3 organization, an NIST MEP affiliate, sponsored by SCMEP in cooperation with the South Carolina Broadcasters Association and this station.
Stars and Stripes Sports is a leader in the sports athlete development market, offering innovative health, fitness, training, and player development solutions for players and coaches of all levels of youth sports. Stars and Stripes Sports is looking to add at least 2 people per state to start their own business for sports testing and to market these events locally. We want people to start their programs in early 2017, starting with spring training. Many high-quality athletes fail to reach their potential. Call Chris today, 704-737-9970, or email Chris Carlson at starsandstripesports.com. Looking to get away without having to spend a whole day traveling to your destination? Ocean Reef Resort offers 1, 2, 3, and 4-bedroom accommodations with the comforts of home and boasts the best oceanfront views. Swim in their sparkling indoor and outdoor pools, relax in their hot tubs, try out the Adventure Oasis pool with adult-sized water slide, or just float down the 250-foot lazy river. Visit us at oceanreefmyrtlebeach.com or call us at 1-866-935-0530 to learn more.
Your shot at $1,000 now. Text the keyword cash to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeart Radio info. Standard data and message rates apply. That's cash to 200-200.
It is the show that shakes the Southland. I know we've got Lou Bezak, but apparently Double O held through the break, and he's got one other thing he wants to say. So, Double O, real quick, finish it up, man. What you got?
Yeah, this is all I got. Lowell can make it rain. Well, I got the Pope's number, so I can make hurricanes happen and all kind of things with the Pope. Okay, that's all I wanted to say.
All right, man. Be good. Have a good weekend, Double O. I'm not sure what that was, but it was fantastic having him on the program. He held for like 15 minutes, and then we came to him with about 2 minutes before the break, and then Lowell was checking the line, and there he was still hanging around. He's like, I didn't get to finish. So there you go, Double O. Lou Bezak, though, joins us from a high school field near you, eating, well, chili dogs with onions, I'm sure. Lou, what's going on, buddy?
No chili dogs. A nice big hamburger I just had at Highway 55 Grill in Lexington.
You must be over in like White Knoll, huh?
Yeah, White Knoll. Yeah, White Knoll, Lexington tonight. Big battle in Lexington County. Big implications. Winner gets a home playoff game next week. So yeah, the rivalry game plus a lot at stake tonight.
Now, Lou, I cover a lot more college football than I do high school football, and I feel like the college football season is flying, but man, you guys are headed to the postseason already. It's pretty incredible how quickly high school football goes past.
Yeah, 10 weeks. I mean, it goes quick. I mean, you get the summer conditioning stuff, and then in August when it really starts, and then here we are. I mean, you survive all the rain and stuff earlier in the year, and now playoffs. A little chillier tonight, and it's you're starting to head to the playoffs, and everyone wants to be practicing on Thanksgiving Day, and a lot of teams will have that opportunity starting in playoffs next week.
Well, Lexington is 6-3. White Knoll is 5-4. This is just a crosstown matchup, so to speak, and those two schools at one point were together. Ultimately, who do you like in tonight's matchup?
I picked Lexington. White Knoll won both matchups last year, including the second one was in the playoffs. Eliminated Lexington in the second round of the playoffs. I think it's going to be a good defensive battle. Neither team has that explosive offense, and both teams play good, solid fundamental defense. So I think turnovers and who makes the least mistakes is going to come out, and maybe a special team score or something, defensive touchdown might be the difference tonight.
You know, Lou, I was looking around the state of South Carolina, well, more or less the Midlands, and I would say, if you asked me, you said, hey, Lawton, what's the biggest theme for you outside of Spring Valley and I guess maybe Dutch Fork? It kind of feels like parity rules the land.
I would say that not in 4A. I think South Point rules the land. It doesn't matter who they're going to match up with in the playoffs. I don't see any way that they don't win the Class 4A championship. But the rest, 3A, 2A, and Class A, I think could be wide open. You look at 3A, I mean, Gilbert around here, they're going for an undefeated season tonight. And then you got BC could make a run, Swansea even as well. And then you'll be going up against the Dillons. And Chapman is going to be tough to beat in the upper state. I mean, the defending state champ looked good last week when I saw him. So, yeah, I would say Perry. I think 5A. I mean, that lower state's going to be a heck of a bracket. You look at Fort D, Dutch Fork, Spring Valley, Conway, and I think the lower state champion will be one of those 4 teams. And I think Spring Valley will have to go to Conway in the second round, and Dutch Fork has home field throughout, so they're in the position you want to be in.
You know, I was sitting here looking. My good buddy Ed Moore is the athletic director over at AC Flora, and I know they're playing Dreer tonight. I think they've got a long losing streak to Dreer, but they're 0-9 as well this season. What's going on with the Falcons? I don't know enough about it, but, what's up with that team?
That's in the talk. I mean, Colin Drafts comes in, replaces Reggie Shaw, who went to Burns. They just lost a couple close games early, and just defensively haven't been that good as far as forcing turnovers and stuff. And you're right, they're 0-9. They're the only winless team left. And they've owned Dreer over the years. They won 10 in a row against Dreer, and Dreer has a lot to play with. They could possibly tie for a region championship and get a number 2 seed in a home playoff game. So it's always a good rivalry. It should be a good atmosphere. But yeah, AC Florida, that's been one of the talks in the storylines. Just how things. I never thought they would be a winless team going into week 10 this week.
Blythewood and Spring Valley, of course, those two natural rivals up in the northeast part of Columbia will square off tonight. Blythewood's 3-6, Spring Valley sitting there at 8-1. What are your thoughts as these two get out on the football field?
Yeah, Spring Valley really doesn't have anything to play for. This is, they're locked in the number 2 seed. They're home next week. It does win or lose, nothing. Blythewood has a real outside shot at making the playoffs, but they've struggled with injuries. They haven't scored a touch. They haven't scored in the last 3 games, last 14 quarters. So they've had some injuries and other stuff, and I don't see it turning around tonight. I think Spring Valley wants to bounce back against Dutch Fork and carry that momentum going into playoffs the next week.
Lou, thinking about that and knowing they've got something locked up, you see this in the NFL quite a bit. Once a team knows they're in the playoffs, they might rest some players. Is there any chance that there's a conservative approach tonight from Spring Valley in that respect?
Yeah, I think they might rest some guys, maybe the guys that were banged up last week, but I just think it won't matter. I think Spring Valley is just a little bit too talented against Blythewood, and they should, even if resting a few guys tonight, it's not going to matter.
Last week, Lou, I was looking, by the way, he's on Twitter, @Lou@the-state. You went 22-3 in your picks. All right, let me get your thoughts on this one. The couple of private schools in the area, Heathwood Hall's at Hammond tonight. What do you make of that one?
Yeah, it's a couple Gamecocks, Eric Emery and Marcus Lattimore going at it. It's been a tough year for Lattimore. They won their first game, lost their last 8, and Hammond's rolling. They're looking for an undefeated regular season. They'll be the number 1 seed in the SCISA playoffs and have a bye week next week. So it's just a matter. I think Hammond's going to be able to name their points tonight, and they're going to be fun to watch. It's going to all indications. I mean, it's going to be Hammond and Ben Lippen in the SCISA 3A championship, which will be a great game. The first game was a good matchup, so I think Hammond's really on a roll, and they got a couple studs. Alex Huntley, in fact, making a visit to Clemson tomorrow. He's a sophomore who's got a couple D1 offers, and Jordan Birch is the name you're going to hear. I think by the time he's a senior, he'll be maybe the top prospect in the state at defensive end. He played alongside Xavier Thomas last year at Wilson, and I think you're going to hear more and more as he continues his high school career. He's just a sophomore.
fair to say those two, though, have no love lost for each other, Hammond and Heathwood Hall?
No, yeah, it doesn't matter what sport. Yeah, no, it's just football. Hammond's been able to dominate, but yeah, it's always there's always the private schools, Heathwood, the Hammonds, Cardinal Newmans, Ben Lippen. Yeah, there's a real good rivalry between all four schools, and it's usually fun to watch and good atmosphere every time they play.
Well, you mentioned Ben Lippen a few minutes ago. Final game for you. We'll stay with the private schools. How about Ben Lippen at Cardinal Newman?
Yeah, I think Ben Lippen's another team. They lost to Hammond early. They had some injuries. Their quarterback, Trav Beatty, who's going to Temple. But I think they roll. Cardinal Newman coming off a bye week, but I think Ben Lippen rolls and gets ready for the playoffs and then that matchup with Hammond down the road.
There he is. He writes for the state newspaper covering high school football in the Midlands and around the state of South Carolina. He is Lou Bajak on Twitter, at Lou at the state. Lou, looking forward to talking to you next week, my man. Have fun at the ballpark.
Appreciate it. Have a good weekend.
There he is, straight off of a hamburger, Lowell. I picture you to be the chili dog with onions kind of guy if you were at the game.
I don't love chili dogs. I like hot dogs. I like chili. I don't like them together.
Breaking news. Really? You're not a fan of the chili dog?
I'm not.
Okay.
I probably would eat a hamburger too if I had my option.
With fries?
Probably.
803-978-1832. You know, Lou let me down last week. He said the Warhorses were going to win. He said Barnwell was going to beat Bamberg in that big matchup.
He was just trying to make you feel good.
Can I add that to his loss total? Can I add that to his loss total? Make him 22-4 last week. In the paper, it says he's 22-3, but on the air here, he missed one. He was 0 for 1 in live predictions, folks. Just keep that in mind. We'll be back here on the show that shakes the Southland on Fox Sports Radio.
Hi, I'm Alicia Kaufman-Quinton. My daddy, Billy Kaufman, opened Kaufman's Meat Plant at our present location in 1955. My family still works hard every day to ensure fresh quality cuts of beef, pork, and poultry. How about a tasty T-bone, ribeye, or New York strip steak? But to order at Kaufman's Meat & Place. Just look for the signs near the intersection of US 1 and I-20 in Lexington. Call us at 356-0076 to place your order. Kaufman's Meat & Place, when you want the very best your money can buy.
Discount includes all rebates and incentives trade based on KBB fair market value. Excludes tax and title. Call 866-451-3630 for details. It's Kelly with JT from JT's Kia of Columbia, where JT's the king of the Kia discount. Beep, beep. News interruption. JT has just announced his Clunker program. Get $6,000 plus your trade-in value when you buy a new Kia. Is that really true?
It is true. This is not fake news. I repeat, it's not fake news.
Only the king of Kia discounts himself can give you $6,000 plus your trade-in value when you buy a new 2017 Kia.
It's outrageous.
Rush now to JT's Kia I-77 in Killian Road. But hurry, this deal won't last long.
When a stroke happens, every second counts. So don't drive and call 911 to get to the emergency department as soon as possible. At Lexington Medical Center, we're pleased to serve our community. As a certified primary stroke center, our acute stroke team rapidly evaluates patients and provides them with the fastest treatment possible. This specialized care limits the chance of brain damage and gives stroke patients a better chance of full recovery. Act quickly at the first sign of a stroke and count on the Stroke Center at Lexington Medical Center to provide you with the best possible care.
Cottingham Family Dentistry is proud to announce the opening of their new office located at 3722 Devine Street, and they're welcoming new patients. What makes Cottingham Family Dentistry different? It's in the name, family. They will cater to your needs and the dental needs of your children. Cottingham Family Dentistry offers same-day crowns, dental implants, cosmetic dentistry, including whitening, veneers, and tooth-colored fillings, and many other dental services. If you're searching for an amazing dental home, call 776-4234 or stop by their new office at 3722 Devine Street and become a part of the family at Cottingham Family Dentistry.
Clear skies overnight tonight and temperatures dropping to the mid-50s. Tomorrow, cloudy, highs mid to upper 70s, and there will be a few showers. They will be focused, though, in the evening, so your day should be okay. For Channel 25, ABC Columbia, I'm Chief Meteorologist John Farley.
This report is brought to you by the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration.
I'm Matthew Stafford from the Detroit Lions, urging you to stand up against our nation's drug epidemic during the DEA's National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day this Saturday. Making a difference is as easy as cleaning out your medicine cabinet.
Find a collection site at DEATakeback.com.
Welcome back to Clemson Sports Talk. Join the show now at 978-1832 or text 803-450-0086.
It is Clemson Sports Talk, Fox Sports Radio 1400 in the Midlands, Fox Sports Radio 1019 and 1050 AM. Myrtle Beach Conway welcoming you to the show that shakes the Southland and out on the guest line. I tell you, sometimes life comes at you fast, and I'm sure it's come at Patrick Hemming pretty fast here the past couple of days as his new song, All In, has kind of become a little hit for Clemson Tiger fans. We've seen this thing before. We've seen stories like this before. But for me, as a host of Clemson Sports Talk and the show that shakes the Southland, never had a chance to talk to somebody while this whole thing's kind of sparking. So, Patrick, welcome into the program. Thank you so much for spending some time with us here tonight on Clemson Sports Talk.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys, man. I'm pretty excited to be on the air, man. How you guys doing?
Man, I'm good, and I tell you, I'm impressed. I never once played a note of music worth 10 cents. I can't sing. I mean, when the good Lord was giving out singing voices and good looks, he gave me good looks. But just in terms of what you've done with this All In song, man, it seems to be growing pretty fast, I would imagine.
It really is, man. It's amazing. It's almost overwhelming. But I certainly can't take all the credit for it. I wrote the song, but my good buddy Dan Watson, who's also a Clemson alum, he ran track for Clemson back in the early '90s. He lent his stellar vocal, abilities, and so he's the lead vocalist on it. And then another Clemson buddy of mine, Michael Hughes, who I believe is class of '96, if I'm not mistaken. That's it. Yeah, he helped us out with the mix and the production and that kind of thing. So it's certainly a group effort by mostly Clemson alum, and so we're pretty excited about it, man. It's just been blowing up. It's been great.
Yeah, no, I think it's pretty incredible, and to think about the fact that you guys were able to pull this off and put it out there. Where did it begin? Like how where does something like this is this kind of something that's dreamed up at a tailgate spot? Is this something that you just kind of come up with on the fly? Where do you come up with it?
Well, to be honest, Lawton, one morning I just woke up. I was kind of inspired after the national championship win we had back in January, and sometime this spring, I think I just woke up with this idea, just inspired by Dabo and the whole team, and all these kind of lyrics popped in my head. And I'm kind of a songwriter, kind of a hobby songwriter, and I said, man, I better get out of bed and write these things down before I forget them, and so I just kind of kept working on it, over the summer, and it started kind of developing a life of its own, and so I just spent some time on it, and then kind of came up with the music, and just kept working on it till I got something that I thought would really kind of rally the squad, and inspire the fans. That's really all I was hoping to do, is just inspire some of the fans, and when we finally got it ready, I feel like the timing's perfect. It's kind of the shot in the arm we need, as fans right now to just get our spirits back up for the rest of the season and to go for another natty for 2 in a row, man. Let's do it.
I hear you. Well, let's hear just a little bit of the song real quick here on Clemson Sports Talk.
Been too many years, 35 in the making. Second time in a row, natty's up for the taking. Too far to come to be branded. That boy wasn't going home empty-handed. Past mine, I took a few on the chin, but now let us show you how we're all in. We're all in, all in. Let's do it again. Crank the valley up to 110.
Oh yeah, take it valley up to 110. There you go, Patrick. Listen, I think Frank Howard said you got to take it up to 110%, baby. I love it. I love it.
Awesome, man. Thanks so much, man. Yeah, I get jacked up just hearing it. On the air again, hearing you do it. Man, that's awesome.
Well, I can't help but, imagine that you guys are going to continue to see this thing grow. And one of the things we're going to do after we get off the air tonight, we'll go ahead and put it over on ClemsonSportsTalk.com so that other people can take a look at it and take a listen. You got a little YouTube video. Now, how will people be able to consume this outside of the social media front down the road?
Right. Well, actually, today it just went live. It was in pre-order up until today, but it was officially released today on iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play, pretty much all the digital media outlets. So, however you consume your music these days, just search All In dash Clemson Tigers is the title. The artist's name is called Will to See You. And I kind of came up with that kind of a play on the words, we have the will to, our Clemson University, the CU has the will to win the Natty for the second time. So that's Will, the number 2, and then C period, U period. That's kind of the play on words. That's the artist name. So yeah, you can get it today, 99 cents on iTunes. Can't beat that.
No, listen, man, it's really good. We were trying to decide before the show. Lowell, my producer's here. Lowell, what was the music you called I know that this is not bluegrass or whatever that stuff was. What was the thing you were playing for me earlier, Lowell? What'd you call that?
Oh, gangster grass.
Gangster grass, which is like bluegrass and gangster music. This seems a little country, rock, and rap all kind of rolled into one. I mean,
cool.
kind of, is that what I was feeling there? It was a little bit of everything.
Sure, man. I just kind of was. I've seen a lot of these kind of hype songs that were a little more along the hip hop line, but I just hadn't really heard one that was kind of a little more straight ahead rock and maybe a little bit of a country influence there too. And,
yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe it's more rock country than hip hop, but there was a little something. There's a little something extra there, I think.
Well, good. The mission accomplished, then, I would say.
yeah, a little something extra, and I know there have been some other guys that have done some things like this in the past, and I think maybe the biggest one that's kind of come out is the hip-hop song by Martin Jenkins, former Clemson Tiger cornerback, who did, of course, We Too Deep. Maybe one day we'll be looking back, Patrick, and All In by Will to See You will ultimately be one of those legendary Clemson football hits.
Man, that would be awesome. My whole impetus was just to kind of inspire a few fans, and hopefully they would kind of rally behind the idea and get fired up. But it's been blowing up on the Clemson Facebook pages and YouTube. I think it's over 8,000 views on that now, and that's just as of Monday. So I can't wait to see what it does, man. I'm really excited about it, and I really appreciate you guys' help, having me on air, man. Can't wait to see what happens with it.
No, listen, I think it's awesome. I remember when I was a kid, we had this cassette tape, and we got about a minute left, 45 seconds or so. I had this cassette tape, and it was Ode to the Paws and Claws, and it was a Nashville review to Clemson, and they sung about winning the national title the year before Clemson won the national championship. So hopefully you're all over the second one, man. Well, I appreciate your time, Patrick. Man. And again, everybody, you can go get that song on iTunes. You can get it on where? Tell me other place again. There's so many places I can't remember.
Yeah, iTunes. You can stream it on Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon Music. Really, all there's like 30 different digital media outlets as of today. You can get it. So man, thanks for the support, and I hope you guys all enjoy the song, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Patrick Hinman here. All In is the name of the song, and again, it's by Will to See You. Patrick, man, good having you on the program here on Fox Sports Radio 1400 in the Midlands, Fox Sports Radio 1019 at 1050 a.m. I didn't even ask Patrick where he's from. I just assume he's from Greenville. Is that the gut feeling you have, Lowell? Give me a thumbs up if you have the gut feeling of Greenville. You do. You got the gut feeling of Greenville. I do, too. We'll find out. We'll talk to Patrick off the air and get his location for you and see if they're going to play the song live anywhere as well. We'll be right back.
Love it raw? For the freshest sushi in town, Sakatumi Grill and Sushi Bar, 807 Gervais Street in the Vista. Sakatumi's flavorful grill for non-sushi fans features the Kobe burger, filet and lobster, chicken hibachi, and more. Fresh sushi, flavorful grill, Sakatumi Grill and Sushi Bar, sakifresh.com.
It's the most successful event of its kind in the Midlands, and you can be right in the middle of the excitement. The 104.7 WNOK Bridal Expo returns January 7th. Put your business in front of hundreds of new clients in just one afternoon. Showcase your services and enjoy networking with other wedding pros. Most importantly, book business. Sunday, January 7th at the Columbia Metropolitan Convention Center. Also presented by Carolina Bridal Associates, Carolina Bride Magazine, Hilton Columbia Center, American Floral, and Southern Way Catering. Reserve your space today at bridecityshows.com. That's bridecityshows.com.
For 28 years, the professional staff of the Hobbs Group and Hobbs Group Advisors has been dedicated to helping others achieve their financial goals by delivering quality, objective financial and accounting solutions to a diverse client base of individuals and businesses all over South Carolina. We offer tax and audit services, bookkeeping, payroll, litigation support, employee benefits, personal financial planning, investment management, and insurance services. Please call us at 803-799-0555 or visit our website, hobbscpa.com, to learn more about our people and services.
ColumbiaHelpWanted.com presents The World's Worst Boss, the one who posts jobs on huge national job sites, looking for anyone with a pulse. We'll just call him Dave.
Team, it's time for performance reviews again. This year, we're doing them like those roasts you see on TV. Hey, Tom, can you hear me? Of course you can. Your ears are freakishly large, but I guess they draw attention away from your ridiculous nose. Brenda, those tuna sandwiches you eat for lunch are stinky, but not half as stinky as your breath.
What? Dave, I think this is a bad idea.
I'll tell you what's a bad idea, Barry. Those pants, am I right?
I think I'm done here.
Wait, I still got more. Has anyone noticed how Johnson's wife looks like his mom, only older and less attractive? Oh man, this stuff is gold.
Don't work for a Dave. Find a boss you can respect. One who's looking for great and local talent at ColumbiaHelpWanted.com. Local jobs that work.
We don't discriminate against people named Dave. Dave is a common name, fun to say, and so we're using it as a catch-all for lackluster bosses everywhere. They post jobs on the big national job boards because they really don't care. Please do not write us to tell us you're a Dave who was insulted by this ad. That would be a real Dave move, Dave.
My brother? Always on his phone. I'd tell him he should marry it, he's on it so much. I know that's not funny, but he always laughs. It's even worse in the car, though. Always driving and checking emails, reading articles. It never leaves his hand. The guy is addicted. I mean, was addicted. He died a couple weeks ago, checking emails behind the wheel. I'm still not used to it.
Driving distracted is an addiction that can kill. AT&T reminds you, it can wait. Take the pledge at itcanwait.com.
Tiger fans, look no further than the Tiger Sports Shop in Clemson for all your game day gear. Since 1974, they've brought you everything Clemson for the Clemson fan. With quality brand names such as Nike, Under Armour, Antigua, Ping, and many more. From hats to t-shirts to tailgate, the Tiger Sports Shop has all the Clemson apparel a true Tiger fan needs. With 2 convenient game day locations in Tigertown, shop where I shop at I Am Ibrahim's Tiger Sports Shop. They fuel the passion of Tiger fans everywhere. Check them out online, tigersports.com.
For more information about contests on this station, go to foxsportsradio1400.com/rules. Welcome back to Clemson Sports Talk. Join the show in the chat room at clemsonsportstalk.com.
Weeknight, 6 to 8 p.m., Fox Sports Radio Simulation Saturday of the Friday edition of the program. South Carolina pulling away from Vanderbilt with 56 seconds remaining. The Gamecocks will win this one 24-10. Looks like will be the final score here in Columbia tomorrow for the Gamecocks, and that would make them bowl eligible. That would make the Gamecocks 6-2, oddly enough, Tiger Nation. If you were to get beat tomorrow, Clemson and South Carolina would have the exact same record. So 6-2, 4-2 if the Gamecocks win and Tigers lose tomorrow. That would put a little different spin on where these two teams are right now. I think in the mind's eye of Clemson Tiger fans, again, it will be a rainy evening in Death Valley, a cool, cold, clammy evening in Death Valley. How will that affect the outcome of the game? We'll talk about that coming up here on the program in just a little bit in the second hour of the show. We've also got our simulation of Clemson and Georgia Tech for you coming up live over on ClemsonSportsTalk.com. Just jump into the forums there, and there's a link to watch the show, and we've got that link up and running for you throughout the program. All right, so let's talk a little college football here. Again, other games. We talked extensively about Ohio State and Penn State and what that game may mean at 3:30 in terms of the pecking order in the Big Ten, what it could mean for the college football playoff, which on the Tuesday, what is that? Halloween Day, I think. The first rendition of this year's college football playoff rankings will come out. Also at 3:30 though tomorrow, how about Georgia and Florida? The Bulldogs are third in the country. This is one of those games that you would believe Georgia's going to win big. I would buy into that belief. But I've seen it more often than not that when I think that about Georgia and they're taking on Florida, they have managed to find themselves in a dogfight against the Gators. That's a CBS game at 3:30. Lowell, the SEC game of the week, Georgia, Florida. Any chance McElwain and the Gators can figure out how to slow down this Georgia rushing attack and come out of there? Because if there's one thing you can say about Florida, they have a very good defense. Can they come out of there with a victory on the neutral site tomorrow?
Is there a chance? There's always a chance. There's always a chance.
Will it happen?
I can't tell you that yet.
Yeah.
That is a lock.
Is there a chance, in your opinion, though? And well, I don't want to say that. Would you buy into number 2 and number 3 losing tomorrow? Penn State and Georgia?
That would be an absurd day, wouldn't it?
I mean, I don't know how absurd it would be. Ohio State's a 6.5-point favorite, and all Florida's got to do is play really good defense and score some points.
I know Ohio State's a 6.5-point favorite. I think Ohio State winning that game around the country would be seen as an upset. I'll be honest with you.
I agree. But you have to admit that that's not a far-fetched result tomorrow, considering they're nearly a touchdown favorite.
Sure.
At home.
Sure. And the Florida-Georgia rivalry has been wacky.
You see what I'm saying?
It's been wacky. And every time you think Florida's down and out, they come back and battle Georgia.
Also tomorrow, 3:30, how about TCU, number 4 team in the country, and Iowa State, the number 25 team in all the land. Tiger Nation, I want to plant this verbal seed in your mind real quick. There is a chance that by the time Clemson steps onto the field tomorrow night as the 7th-ranked team in the country, 2, 3, and 4 may have already lost. 2, 3, and 4 may have already lost. It's probably a small chance that happens, but as Lowell said, there's a chance. Also at 3:30, get this, NBC, Notre Dame paying off for the Atlantic Coast Conference nationwide. The number 9-ranked Fighting Irish taking on NC State, the number 14-ranked Wolfpack. There's another tremendous – this is one of those weeks I wish Clemson didn't have a game. This is a good weekend to be on a bye. This is a good weekend to sit back, relax, and watch college football.
All right, real quick.
Yeah.
What kind of rain we talking about? We talking about heavy rain, medium rain, light rain? What you think? Should
medium.
Split it? Schmedium?
Medium rain. Make it cold. 45 degrees.
45? Is it going to be that cold?
Yeah.
All right.
Do you want me to double-check the weather conditions?
This is going to be fascinating. What do you think the wind's going to be like?
I mean, do you want me to double-check them? I think the wind will be a light breeze.
Light breeze. All right, we'll go light breeze.
Well, let me double-check the temperature at kickoff, Lowell. I don't want to...
I thought it was going to be like 60-something.
Tomorrow, at what time?
8 o'clock.
It'll be about 58.
Now, will it be raining during the game, or is it just going to rain during the day?
Rain during the game. 100% chance of rain at 8 o'clock. It'll be 58 degrees and 100% chance of rain.
You got to get this stuff right for the game. Make it realistic.
It is 91% chance of rain. The number has dipped about 8% in the past hour. So we got the conditions, light breeze, 58 degrees. By the way, if you're going to be at the game tomorrow, our Snapchat filter will be in effect again over on the hill. So make sure you get your hands on that while you're out tailgating and having a good time. We'll put some other ones around the stadium too. It is the Clemson Sports Talk Snapchat filter brought to you by L Swan Media. That would be me. 803-978-1832 is the number. 803-978-1832. Remember, you can text us thanks to our friends at the Ocean Reef Resort. Our text line is 803-450-0086, 803-450-0086. Those come right to my cell phone. And don't forget about the fact that you can be a part of the program on Twitter at Clemson Sports. It's the Midlands Veterinary Practice Twitter feed at Clemson Sports. Hour number 2 of the show right around the bend, as is our Simulation Saturday Clemson Georgia Tech matchup. You can watch it over on ClemsonSportsTalk.com by clicking into the forums and clicking on the Watch the Show. You'll see that tab there, and you could tune in to see how Clemson and Georgia Tech face off, or how things shake out between these two as we return for hour number 2 of the program. For Lowell, who's on Twitter at LowellCST, I am Lawton Swan, and we'll be right back.
Our customers receive the best heating and air conditioning service in South Carolina. Hi, I'm Tim Mosley, and I can make that statement because that's what our customers tell us every day. We call it quality confirmed. Call us at 803-233-7172, and we'll call you when the job is done to confirm we met your expectations. That's quality confirmed. We're Carolina Conditions, and we're committed to meeting your expectations. 803-233-7172. Call us at 803-233-7172.
How easy is this? You do a little bit of typing, you get your favorite music, you get your favorite stations, all free. Hey, it's Christopher Thompson with the free iHeart Radio app. You type in the name of your favorite artist, you get a station full of their biggest hits and similar artists just for you. Songs that were handpicked by real people, fellow music fans just like you. And as you thumb songs up or down, we'll personalize the station to fit you better. It's that easy. Type in the name of an artist, let us get to work. Download our free iHeart Radio app today.
Hey guys, Lawton Swan here. I was hanging out in the backyard with my son Mason the other day, and he said, "Dad, you're the best father ever." I was like, "What makes you say that, son?" He said, "When I go outside to play now, I don't get eaten up by the bugs anymore." Imagine that, me, a hero, when all I did was just a couple of weeks ago call Trey Powell at Mosquito Joe with their routine service plan. No more bugs and no more bites. Make yourself the family hero. Call Mosquito Joe today, 803-223-7916. Outside is fun again.
Need custom shirts, hats, or uniforms? How about promotional giveaways for your business or organization? Need fast turnaround times? Look no further than Meridian Printing and Promotions. Located in Lexington, they provide an in-house art department, in-house screen printing, and in-house embroidery services to the Midlands and beyond. For the absolute best quality products and services, contact Meridian Printing and Promotions, 785-4990. Check them out online, mbspromo.com.
Satisfied customers at Honda of Columbia, that's what we're most proud of.
That's right, Gary. Part of that customer satisfaction comes from the Honda product itself, consistently recognized for stylish quality, value, and safety.
That's right, Jonathan. But the other thing that satisfies our customers is the no-pressure buying experience and no-hassle pricing you'll only find at Honda of Columbia.
Your friendly family Honda dealer since 1978.
Honda of Columbia, Highway 378 at I-20, and online at hondaofcolumbia.com.
AutoZone presents your headlights. As the days get shorter, your headlights need to shine at their brightest. And upgrading to a brighter light can really maximize your safety. Right now, get a $10 AutoZone gift card by mail when you buy 2 single Sylvania Silver Star Ultra headlight capsules or a twin pack. So visit your local AutoZone. With over 5,000 locations, the right supplies and good advice are just around the corner, so you can fix your car with confidence. Let's get you what you need. Restrictions and details in store.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Heading into the holidays, everyone could use a little extra cash in hand.
And what would you like?
So we're giving you a chance to put $1,000 in your hand 16 times every weekday. Just listen to win $1,000 every hour. Weekdays between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. on Fox Sports Radio 1400.
From the E.F. Martin Heating and Air Studios, this is Fox Sports Radio 1400. WCOS Columbia. Available anywhere you go on the iHeart Radio app. Download it now.
Fox Sports Trending now.
We start tonight with the World Series Game 3. Dodgers and Astros will get things going, and Fox at the bottom of the hour. Series tied up at a game apiece. Yu Darvish takes on Lance McCullers. Kike Hernandez will DH tonight for the Dodgers. With TrueCar, you can find out what other people in your area paid for the same car you're looking for. New or used, visit TrueCar to enjoy a more confident car buying experience. Houston Texans owner Bob McNair issued an apology today for saying the owners can't let, quote, the inmates run the prison, end quote, during owners' meetings this month when he was talking about anthem protests. McNair apologized in a statement saying, quote, I regret that I used that expression. I never meant to offend anyone, and I was not referring to our players, end quote. Some Texans players left the team's facility today, including wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins. Texans offensive tackle Dwayne Brown called the comments disrespectful and embarrassing. I'm Dave.
It's time for Clemson Sports Talk with Lawton Swan.
Ready, set,
Just call me Swanee.
Tiger style. Tiger style.
It is hour number 2. That's prime time right here on Fox Sports Radio and iHeart Radio. You can listen anywhere in the world on the iHeart Radio app, Fox Sports Radio 1400. You can listen in Myrtle Beach, Conway on Fox Sports Radio 1019 and 1050 AM. Clemson, Georgia Tech, simulation Saturday of the Friday edition of the program, under the lights of Death Valley and the rain from the heavens above underway. You can watch it on our website right now. ClemsonSportsTalk.com. ClemsonSportsTalk.com. Should be a big weekend for Clemson recruiting. We got an update coming out on our website in just a little bit with some of the notable names that will be there. But Wes Forsyth's own 5-star defensive end, KJ Henry, going to be making his way there. And also another 5-star defensive end, Xavier Thomas. Mike Jones Jr., also an IMG Academy football player and Clemson commit, will be there along with a good buddy of his who is a Tennessee commit. And you want to read more about that, it'll be up on our website in just a little bit. All right, so Clemson, Georgia Tech, that's an 8 o'clock start tomorrow night on ABC or ESPN2, depending on where you live in the world. Depending on where you are, that'll make the decision about which channel you tune to watch the Tigers and the Yellow Jackets square off. And these two have been doing it for a long, long time. They've been squaring off for many, many years. But hard to believe until 1974, every game was played outside of Clemson. 74, the first time that the Tigers and the Yellow Jackets played in Death Valley. That, to me, is the mind-blowing stat of the week. That, to me, is the stat of the day. That Clemson was coerced and paid handsomely to go play in Atlanta. And if you listen to Sam Blackman here on the program earlier in the week, he said it was essentially a bowl game. To go to Atlanta was essentially like going to a bowl game in terms of the financial compensation. So Clemson did it for many, many years, and it has built I think, between the two teams, quite the history, not to mention the ties between the Tigers and the Yellow Jackets, with a certain head coach named John Heisman leaving Clemson to go take over for the Yellow Jackets. They may have been called at one point the Yellow Tornadoes, I believe, or the Yellow Hurricanes at one point along the way. I think it was the Tornadoes, though, if my memory serves me correctly. So Lowell's going to scoop on that and let me know how I'm doing. Sometimes I like to throw out little nuggets, little tidbits and factoids to you.
Golden Tornado.
Not plural.
This says the 1917 Georgia Tech Golden Tornado football team. They were 9-0.
Now, were they known as were they known as the Yellow Jackets, and that was just a nickname, or were they actually the Golden Tornado?
They were the. Well, this is confusing. This says Golden Tornado, but then on the side, like in the caption for one of the pictures, it says Yellow Jackets. So somebody messed up on this.
Interesting. Because my thought process on it was perhaps this is one of those deals where they are, perhaps it's one of those deals where they just called it. South Carolina had the Fire Ant defense for a couple of years. I think maybe 1 year they had the Fire Ant defense. Would that be the same?
Here you go. Although Georgia Tech's teams are officially known as the Yellow Jackets, Northern Riders called the team the Golden Tornado in 1917. The name was commonly used until 1928 and for many years afterwards as an alternative nickname.
So basically, Riders in the North just called them what they wanted to?
I guess so.
That's wild. You know what I found out today, though? I work with a young lady. She's from Pennsylvania. She looked at me and she said, "Do you have any gum bands?" You don't.
What is a gum band?
Take a shot in the dark. What do you think a gum band is?
Gum band?
Did you Google it?
No idea.
Did you Google gum band?
No, I really have no idea.
It's what people in Pennsylvania and people in Pennsylvania and West Virginia call rubber bands. Gum bands.
Why gum?
I guess because rubber comes from a gum tree, lol. I mean, I don't know. Alex Trebek. Oh, boy.
I don't know anything about rubber.
Oh, boy. This segment's going south in a hurry as I educate the young Padawan about how rubber is made from the gum tree. That's why I love this show.
I get paid to know sports, not about rubber.
You didn't know that they were the Golden Hurricanes or Tornadoes or whatever.
How am I supposed to know that from 19... First of all, they weren't. They were the Yellow Jackets, and Northern Riders just called them what they wanted to call them.
And apparently Northern people just call rubber bands what they want to call them too, and that's gum bands. Also, Clemson extended an offer today to a 4-star linebacker prospect right here in the Midlands, Channing Tindall. That's a long time coming. The 6'2", 210-pounder. From Spring Valley High School receives an offer from the Clemson Tigers. So that's one I know Clemson Tiger fans have been kind of wondering and eyeballing and saying, well, why haven't we offered him yet? Well, there you go. The offer is now in hand for Channing Tindall from Spring Valley, one of the Vikings. 803-978-1832 is the number you can text us thanks to our friends at the Ocean Reef Resort. That text line number, 803-450-0086, 803-450-0086. Shadow of Death Valley says Swanee, South Carolina has beaten 3 teams who are combined 0-12 in the SEC, and now they get a poopy Vanderbilt team that is 0-4 already in a bad conference.
I have to know, did he say poopy?
Poop emoji.
Oh, okay.
Does that count?
I guess that counts.
Is that a poop emoji or chocolate ice cream?
That's poop.
Okay.
It's definitely poop.
It could be a swirly chocolate ice cream.
I like that it has eyeballs. That's amusing.
It does have eyeballs. So, Shadow of Death Valley coming strong here on the show that shakes the Southland, and so are the Clemson Tigers, as early on in the Friday simulation, they score.
Kelly Bryant hooks up with Hunter Renfrow for a long touchdown.
So Bryant, first drive, how was his ankle? Did you keep your eye on it?
That was actually his second drive. First one was a 3-and-out. And then Georgia Tech missed a field goal.
So how was his ankle?
Looks pretty good. Ankle looks pretty good. He's running well.
Doing work. Some people
doing
might
work.
say. There you go, doing work. 803-978-1832. Still talking about some of these other matchups again, as I mentioned earlier, and I think you would agree, Lowell, this is one of those weekends where it would be nice to be at home on the couch, perhaps watching a little college football. There's a lot of great games.
You got to set the DVR. You got to do work on the DVR.
What do you do when you're off the grid like me? You cut the cord. There is no DVR.
That's a shame.
Don't
cut the cord.
You know what you wait for? That 30-minute cut up on YouTube that comes out Sunday.
Yeah, but you know all the results by then. That's no fun.
You know most of the results by the time the game's over because of that little thing at the bottom of the screen. I have, though. Have you ever done this? I have, basically covered it up. But even still, the announcers sometimes will give it away. You could try to hide from a game. Let Vanderbilt walk all over South Carolina tomorrow and pretend you were trying to hide from that game on some station. And they go, man, can you believe what Vandy's doing to South Carolina today? 38-6. You're like, DVR, give me a minute. Say spoiler alert. Give me a heads up. Something. Other big games going on tomorrow. How about this one? Not necessarily in terms of competition, but Miami's a team at number 8 in the country who has found their way to victory multiple times this season late in games. On ESPN2, they'll take on a bad North Carolina team. Is there any chance this is the game where Miami has a letdown and North Carolina shocks the world and comes away with a victory?
Again, there's a chance.
You're not buying it.
Have you seen North Carolina's injury report?
Yeah, it's about yay long.
It's not good.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. They've given up. You don't like to say that, but watching what Virginia Tech did to them last weekend, what was that score? 59-7?
I'd have to look. I thought it was 56, but yeah, go ahead. I'll look it up.
They can't stop anybody. They can't score on anybody. You're not going to win a lot of football games like that. I'd venture to guess that I think Miami's a 20-point favorite.
59, yeah. 59-7.
Miami's about a 20-point favorite. I would guess that they cover.
All right, how about this one? Tonight, Boston College, Florida State. Talk about a team that may have given up. And Boston College, a team that's scoring points. That's an 8 o'clock start tonight on ESPN. Would you take BC to drop the Seminoles?
I'm not going to tell you because that's another one of my locks.
Lock of the week from Lowell?
One of my locks.
All right, so that's another good game. That'll take place tonight at 8 o'clock. Taking a look out tomorrow for some other games that might catch your attention. Could we have a de facto loser leave town match between Mississippi State and Texas A&M? Dan Mullen at Mississippi State, Texas A&M with Kevin Sumlin. That game's going to be on ESPN at 7:15 tomorrow. Texas A&M fans not exactly excited about where they are. Mississippi State fans, they've had a long, long run. Dan Mullen, the longest tenured head coach in the SEC. But something eventually's got to give at these schools. And with another loss, both of those coaches will put themselves in a situation where people aren't exactly excited about where those programs are. You know how it is. Fans are fickle, Lowell. Fickle are the fans in the SEC West.
You know what? I think Kevin Sumlin has worked his way off of the hot seat. I don't think he's on the hot seat anymore. 5-2, 3-1. I think that's above where anybody would have thought. One of those losses to Alabama in what turned out to be a pretty tight ball game. And then, of course, they're up 80 million points on UCLA. And UCLA comes back and wins that ball game. If that doesn't happen, Kevin Sumlin's sitting pretty.
Okay. If they drop this game, though, he's 5-3.
It depends. It depends on how they lose. If they get stomped out,
yeah,
Kevin Sumlin's back on the hot seat.
They still have Auburn on their schedule, correct? That game's coming up soon. They still have, I think, LSU on their schedule. This is. Do you see what I'm saying? If they lose their third game, double check that for me on their schedule. Make sure I know they still have Auburn. Make sure they have not played LSU. I don't think they have played LSU yet, but I believe those two games are still on their schedule and coming up pretty quickly, if I remember right. What you got over there?
I'm looking.
You're the slowest Googler.
Can't Google faster than me. All right. Versus Mississippi State, versus Auburn, at New Mexico, and at Ole Miss, and at LSU to close
There you
the
go.
year.
So Auburn and next week, and then LSU on the 25th. And I can because I already pulled the score up. I could have read it myself.
Yep, but you didn't. You didn't read it yourself.
I didn't want to interrupt you. That's not proper etiquette.
Uh-huh.
I was taught better than that.
Mm-hmm.
I was taught better than that.
Were you?
Well, slightly. Let's see. In other big games that are out there coming up this weekend, I guess the final one we could really talk about might be the one that's on at the same time as Clemson. It's going to be on that split ABC ESPN2 feed, depending on where you live. Texas Tech, Oklahoma, Lincoln Riley, and the Oklahoma Sooners trying to climb themselves back into the college football playoff mix at number 10. Lowell, you rolled your eyes. What happened?
Oh, just a 3rd and 1 that Clemson got stuffed on a run. That's no good. Can't have that happen tomorrow night.
Oklahoma 3 weeks ago were defeated by Iowa State. They've got a matchup coming up next week at Oklahoma State. Then they've got TCU, Kansas, and West Virginia. They take care of Texas Tech this weekend. All of a sudden, they'll have 2 games to get themselves really back in the mix, as TCU is one of the top 4 teams in all of the land. But nonetheless, again, a big matchup for Oklahoma, who is 2nd right now overall in the Big 12, trying to get to that first Big 12 championship with the 9-game regular season, the way it schedules up for the Sooners. Again, they've got perhaps still the best win that we've seen this year in their victory on the road in Columbus. I mean, I think you could make that argument that's the best win still that any team's had in college football in 2017.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, has there been a big? It certainly doesn't belong to Alabama. It certainly doesn't belong. I'll give you another one. Georgia winning at Notre Dame right now would have to be a game that's considered one of the bigger wins in college football, and maybe Clemson's road win at Virginia Tech would be another one.
That's what I was going to throw out. It's one that nobody's really talking about. It doesn't get put up there with some of the other ones, but I mean, Virginia Tech's a quiet 6-1 this season.
Let's see, Virginia Tech, real quick, giving you a rundown. They've got Duke coming in 7:20 tomorrow at Lane Stadium.
And you would think they were going to win that game at home.
1 week off of their matchup against Miami, which will ultimately, I would say most likely, will decide the Coastal Division of the ACC before they go to Atlanta to take on the Yellow Jackets.
Is there anybody else in the Coastal race right now?
In terms of,
I mean, in general.
Teams at the top? Well,
right.
Of course, Lowell, you can always go to ClemsonSportsTalk.com, and under football, there is the ACC standings, and you'll see that Miami is 6-0, 4-0, followed by Georgia Tech, the Yellow Jackets. If they were to win tomorrow against Clemson, they would move to 5-2, 4-1. And then if Virginia Tech were to knock off Miami, you get into that 3-card Monty. Miami would still need to have to lose another one, and then ultimately the outcome of that Virginia Tech-Georgia Tech game would decide who's sitting there in the second spot, tied, I guess, technically alongside Miami. So there's a lot of football left to be played. Virginia, by the way, still
I forgot they were in that mix.
2-1 in conference play, so not exactly out of it. But Pittsburgh, Duke, and North Carolina warm up the basketballs because it's basketball season for those teams right now. There's not a lot good going on, you could say. Now, in the Atlantic Division, it's a very similar race. At the top, you've got NC State at 4-0, Clemson at 4-1 in conference play. That matchup, of course, next weekend as well. So a big weekend in determining perhaps who's going to take on one another in December in Charlotte next weekend, as Clemson will take on NC State and Miami will take on Virginia Tech. So the favorites right now in both divisions will be squaring off next week in the Atlantic Coast Conference. So weird seeing Florida State sitting at next to last in the Atlantic Division, 2-3 overall, and tonight could fall to 2-4. Imagine this, at 2-4, Boston College would be at 3-3, and Florida State would be at 2-4, and working their way towards a lack of a bowl game. I mean, that's where Florida State is putting themselves if they lose tonight. A chance not to go to a bowl game. Clemson tomorrow, though, 8 o'clock, Death Valley. They'll look to rebound from their 27-24 loss to Syracuse. We'll talk more about that matchup, your phone calls, and more here on Clemson Sports Talk, 803-978-1832.
Hi, I'm Alicia Kaufman-Quinton. My daddy, Billy Kaufman, opened Kaufman's Meat Plant at our present location in 1955. My family still works hard every day to ensure fresh quality cuts of beef, pork, and poultry. How about a tasty T-bone, ribeye, or New York strip steak? But to order at Kaufman's Meat Place. Just look for the signs near the intersection of US 1 and I-20 in Lexington. Call us at 356-0076 to place your order. Kaufman's Meat and Place, when you want the very best your money can buy.
How easy is this? You do a little bit of typing, you get your favorite music, you get your favorite stations, all free. Hey, it's Christopher Thompson with the free iHeart Radio app. You type in the name of your favorite artist, you get a station full of their biggest hits and similar artists just for you. Songs that were handpicked by real people, fellow music fans just like you. And as you thumb songs up or down, we'll personalize the station to fit you better. It's that easy. Type in the name of an artist, let us get to work. Download our free iHeart Radio app today.
Attention, anyone who's suffering from lower back pain. Right now, HealthSource is offering our listeners an absolutely free back pain consultation on a first-come, first-served basis by calling 803-218-9047. Our doctors can find the root cause of your lower back pain and show you how to get well fast and stay well longer. No more pain. No more feeling worn out. Essentially, no more not feeling like yourself. Call 803-218-9047.
Heading into the holidays, everyone could use a little extra cash in hand.
And what would you like?
So we're giving you a chance to put $1,000 in your hand 16 times every weekday. Just listen to win $1,000 every hour. Weekdays between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. on Fox Sports Radio 1400.
Your shot at $1,000 now. Text the keyword luck to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeart Radio info. Standard data and message rates apply. That's luck to 200-200.
Clemson Sports Talk, Fox Sports Radio, the iHeart Radio app, the website, ClemsonSportsTalk.com, and on Twitter, verified at Clemson Sports. The Tigers will take on the Yellow Jackets. We've talked about these two teams and how they are similar in terms of total yardage, but different in how they get there. Georgia Tech, the second most rushing yards in all of college football. Clemson, though, a very balanced rushing attack, but a good rushing attack nonetheless. The question becomes, and this is our poll question over on our fan poll on our website, which team rushes for the most yards Saturday night? Interesting when you really think about it, because it's interesting, I should say, when you think about it, because of the fact that Brent Venables has done so well the past few seasons, really locking up the Yellow Jackets in that option offense. Our Sandra Sullivan with an article earlier this week just talking about those two incredible performances. The Yellow Jackets have averaged just 83 yards rushing against Clemson since 2015. They put up 42 rushing attempts for 71 yards that year and averaged just 1.7 yards per carry. And in last season's game, Clemson's defense allowed just 22 yards on the 21 plays that they faced in the first half. Georgia Tech ran 21 plays in the first half last year. That's not a lot of plays. That's not good. Clemson has absolutely stifled Georgia Tech the past couple of years. And now with an enhanced rushing game of their own, even if Kelly Bryant's not healthy, Clemson with Travis Etienne, Clemson with Tavian Feaster, you would believe that this Tiger team would be able to at least keep pace with Georgia Tech on the ground. Lowell, would you give the Tigers the check mark in total rushing yards tomorrow and you're buying into Brent Venables? Or would you give it to the Yellow Jackets and believe that ultimately Clemson will not be able to outrush them in the rain?
Yeah, it's pretty incredible that Georgia Tech has been under 100 yards 2 years in a row. And I mean, look, I understand that sacks get thrown into the mix too. You know, Georgia Tech falls behind, then the pass rush starts coming, and Clemson has a good pass rush. But even with that, this is a system designed to run the football. They average like 270 yards rushing a game. I would say, because of what Clemson has been able to do defensively the past 2 games, I'm leaning towards Clemson in that question. But I'm going to say that with the caveat of I need to see Kelly Bryant's ankle. Because if Kelly Bryant is not fully healthy, I don't know what the rushing attack is going to look like.
The Kelly Bryant ankle injury is an issue. And I don't have the number in front of me. See if you can find this real quick. How many rushing yards did Clemson have after the half last weekend if you take away the Travis Etienne rush? Because that rush came in the second half, right? I want to say that was a third quarter touchdown run.
It was.
If you take away Travis Etienne's rush, and that'll be hard to find unless I don't think, because I don't think Syracuse is part of the stat broadcast group, so I don't think it is going to be in there. I'll see if I can find it. Let's see. I feel like they were not in.
I mean, Clemson only had 113 yards rushing overall.
Okay. So minus that touchdown, you only have about 70-some-odd yards. How long was that rush?
56?
Yeah.
52.
And you said we had how many?
Well, counting sacks, it's 113.
So 60 some odd, whatever that number is. I've already forgot the number you said he rushed for, so I can't really do the math anyway without remembering that. But anyway, yeah, so prime example there, and I don't think there was a whole lot in the second half. I mean, I really don't think there was a whole lot in the second half from Clemson in terms of total rushing yards.
No, because there was a lot of Zerrick Cooper throwing the ball.
Maybe too much. Are you kind of surprised if you think back to that now?
Now, you got to think that was they saw something on film that they thought they would be able to exploit in the passing game, because that was not typically what I would have expected from this Clemson offense, for this guy to just come in and start slinging the ball around the field. But I mean, even with Kelly Bryant in, they were throwing a lot more than usual. Now, I don't know if that's was the game plan they came up with based on Kelly Bryant's foot or not, or Kelly Bryant's ankle. But yeah, pretty surprised. You look at the box score. I mean, Travis Etienne gets 5 carries, Tavian Feaster gets 7, Adam Choice gets 3. I mean, you're arguably your top 3 running backs got 15 combined carries.
Now, let's not forget, and I don't think you will forget, but let's not forget that Travis Etienne got injured on that long touchdown run.
He did. But, I mean, even before that, Tavian Feaster, who's your starter, got 7 carries. For this Clemson offense, that's really not what you want.
Trying to see I wish everybody would go with Stat Broadcast. It's hard to navigate some of these team sites when they do their own little private script of the game or whatever you want to call it in terms of. Yeah, I can't find it on their website. If it was the Stat Broadcast site, I could give it to you. I could tell you exactly how many rushing yards Clemson had after the half. But anyway, I do think Clemson gave up on the ground game early. I think that's one of their biggest weaknesses still as a coaching staff. I don't think they are willing to dedicate themselves to trying to feed Feaster, to trying to feed Travis Etienne, especially if they don't have that dual threat quarterback back there or a guy that they at least feel like can tote the football. Now, Lowell, you look like you're getting nervous here on our Saturday simulations. You're over there biting your nails. Clemson trailing 14-10 and punting the ball away. What's going on here? What are you seeing from Clemson in the simulation, which is live on our website right now?
Sloppy ball game.
It's rainy.
Ball game.
It's rainy.
And you know, it's funny. If you watch long enough, you will see players slipping because of the rain. On a couple of Georgia Tech's runs, defenders slipped and just fell down.
So you're blaming this loss on the conditions?
It's not a loss. And there have been like 3 fumbles, I think, total so far. It's been interesting to watch.
I'm going to tell you, man, it's pretty incredible how well these games are created or whatever. I mean, there are times when you look at it, if you just glance, you'll go, man, is that a real game? I mean, the only thing that looks kind of fake is that the players just sort of glide around a little bit. They don't exactly move interdependently the way real football and, I guess, real human beings do. And there's just not enough. Oh, this is
that's a swarming defense
who
there.
Who is that? Is that
Ryan Carter?
Little Ryan Carter getting jiggy with it
And look, people talk about Dorian O'Daniel. Ryan Carter was really good last year.
Who made that play? I know Carter cleaned him up, but who was that forced the edge?
Was it Tanner?
I don't know. That was a great play.
But Ryan Carter last year was really good against Georgia Tech, too, against the run.
Clemson gets a hold. 1:24 left in the third quarter. They're down 14-10 in our official simulations. And we come back here on the show that shakes the Southland with the College Sports Corner, brought to you by Ferry Chevrolet Cadillac.
It's Halloween weekend, and iHeartRadio has a treat for you. Open the iHeartRadio app right now for a free preview of iHeartRadio All Access all weekend long. What is iHeartRadio All Access? It's everything. Search and play any song instantly. Unlimited skips, hand-curated playlists for any mood or activity, and create your own. This is one scary good Halloween treat. Only this weekend. Open the app for the iHeartRadio All Access free preview weekend.
When a stroke happens, every second counts. So don't drive and call 911 to get to the emergency department as soon as possible. At Lexington Medical Center, we're pleased to serve our community. As a certified primary stroke center, our acute stroke team rapidly evaluates patients and provides them with the fastest treatment possible. This specialized care limits the chance of brain damage and gives stroke patients a better chance of full recovery. Act quickly at the first sign of a stroke and count on the Stroke Center at Lexington Medical Center to provide you with the best possible care.
Our customers receive the best heating and air conditioning service in South Carolina. Hi, I'm Tim Mosley, and I can make that statement because that's what our customers tell us every day. We call it quality confirmed. Call us at 803-233-7172, and we'll call you when the job is done to confirm we met your expectations. That's quality confirmed. We're Carolina Conditions, and we're committed to meeting your expectations. 803-233-7172. Call us at 803-233-7172.
Hey guys, Lawton Swan here. I was hanging out in the backyard with my son Mason the other day, and he said, "Dad, you're the best father ever." I was like, "What makes you say that, son?" He said, "When I go outside to play now, I don't get eaten up by the bugs anymore." Imagine that, me, a hero, when all I did was just a couple of weeks ago call Trey Powell at Mosquito Joe with their routine service plan. No more bugs and no more bites. Make yourself the family hero. Call Mosquito Joe today, 803 223-7916. Outside is fun again.
Do you want a pharmacy that treats you like a person and not just a number? Then let Craig and Lori at Southlake Drug show you what a pharmacy should be. Fast, friendly, and professional. Southlake Drug can transfer your prescriptions and take the hassle out of getting your medicine and getting you on your way. Southlake Drug takes all major insurance programs, including Medicare, Medicaid, and state employees, and they provide immunization services, including flu shots with no wait and no appointment. Southlake Drug, 1856 Southlake Drive in the Food Line Shopping Center, 399-7701, or southlakedrug.com.
Clear skies tonight with temperatures settling down to the mid-50s. Tomorrow, thickening clouds. Temperatures will top out in the mid to upper 70s, and there will be a few showers, especially after sunset on Saturday evening. For Channel 25, ABC Columbia, I'm Chief Meteorologist John Farley.
This report is brought to you by the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer. The Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer is doctor-recommended and backed by more medical studies than any other thermometer. Get yours at your local Club Warehouse and other fine retailers today.
Exergen is changing the way the world takes temperature.
Welcome back to Clemson Sports Talk. Join the show in the chat room at clemsonsportstalk.com.
I was trying to get it how I live. I want them dead presidents. I wanna pull up, head spin, get it, get fly. I got 6 jobs, I don't get tired. I don't get tired. I don't get tired. I don't get tired. Get it, get fly. I got 6 jobs, I don't get tired.
Weeknights, 6 to 8 p.m. Say it with me now. Fox Sports Radio 1400. The iHeart Radio app, Fox Sports Radio 1019, 1050 a.m., Myrtle Beach, Conway. Clemson and Georgia Tech, our Friday simulation, or our Saturday simulation on the Friday edition of the show that shakes the Southland. The good news is Kelly Bryant has made it through the entire game and has a big 14-yard rush there. Clemson at the 31-yard line, down 14-10. Travis Etienne with some big carries here late. Feeding the ball. The Tigers trying to find a way to either take the lead here or cut this game to 1. It is 2nd and 5 after an Adam Choice carry, but this is fantasy, and we're all about reality here on Clemson Sports Talk.
Sometimes.
And the reality is it is just a short drive down to Ferry Chevrolet Cadillac in Orangeburg. And that's where we go now for the College Sports Corner.
Clemson Sports Talk presents the College Sports Corner, brought to you by Ferry Chevrolet Cadillac. Just a short drive down I-26 at exit 145A in Orangeburg. Now, CST reporter Lawton Swan.
All right, producer extraordinaire. The envelopes were hermetically sealed. The topics to which I do not know the contents. By the way, I want to say, you get so jacked up watching this thing, but yet this year it's performing at about a 50% clip on getting games right. So I wouldn't exactly say it's been a stellar season, especially when you're talking about Clemson.
It's still fun to watch.
It's been good in some respects, and I don't know that I'll ever forget that it took Texas and Southern Cal to overtime. That was incredible. But you get fired up about this thing, and I just think that's hilarious. As Travis Etienne hammers the ball down to about the 3-yard line. Clemson with 3:40 left, trying to punch the ball into the end zone to take the lead here at home in front of a raucous Clemson crowd. Bryant rolls. He'll scamper to the end zone. And there's orange in the end zone, as our boy Pete Gandy used to say. Tigers. Clemson takes the lead with 3:38 remaining.
Got to give the ball back to that crazy offense, though.
All right, Lowell. We're in the College Sports Corner here. Topic number 1 tonight.
Texas Longhorns starting quarterback Sam Ehlinger and center Zach Shackelford will miss the Longhorns game at Baylor on Saturday, the team has announced. Both players were in the concussion protocol following last week's Texas 13-10 loss to Oklahoma State. According to Coach Tom Herman, neither was cleared to play on Saturday, and they did not make the trip.
Well, that's one of the concerns I had initially with Kelly Bryant's injury 2 weeks ago, and I think we said it on that Monday. I mean, I've seen players like Sid Crosby in hockey lose a season because of a head injury. And even though it's an ankle to start out with, once that thing goes to concussion protocol, this could have been something where Kelly Bryant was out 3 or 4 weeks, and it would have all come back to playing him with an injured ankle. So that's just the fact of the matter. I know why he went out of the game, but if I had to have a criticism of Dabo Swinney today, it would still be the fact that they have yet to admit that playing Kelly Bryant was a mistake, that they didn't get him out of that game earlier. And I understand, as Tommy Bowden said to us here on the program, that may have been more of the call of the training staff at that point or the doctors, but somebody's got to make that call. Somebody's got to have the marbles to look Dabo Swinney in his eyes and say, your starting quarterback can't go, man. His ankle's hurt. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Next topic.
USC linebacker Christian Rector will be out for multiple weeks after suffering a broken hand in practice. It will require surgery for the redshirt sophomore. Rector has 6.5 sacks, which leads the Pac-12 this year. He also has 31 tackles on the season. USC with a big game, traveling to play at Arizona State, so that's a big loss.
Yeah, it's a huge loss for them. And that fumble may be a huge loss for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets.
There's been a lot of fumbles in this game. I'm telling you, it's the rain.
Big Dexter Lawrence gets his mitts on a slippery football. Tigers up 3 with 2:37 in possession. Next topic.
The number 55 ranked prospect in the country, James Cook, who is the younger brother of former Florida State running back Dalvin Cook.
I know where this is going. It's unbelievable.
Has committed to Georgia. And now this is a little bit surprising. He's from Central High in Miami, but he picked Georgia over Louisville, Florida State, and Florida. And now here's where this is really incredible. I believe this is the first time a team has ever had 2 5-star running backs in the same class.
Ever?
Ever.
I don't get. I mean, how is it even possible what's happening at Georgia with running backs?
And I don't know the number on this, but not only do they have 2 5-star running backs, they also have Justin Fields, a 5-star quarterback. So I wonder if that's ever been done.
What do you mean?
A 5-star quarterback and 2 5-star running backs.
Well,
no, obviously it hasn't. But a 5-star running back and 5-star quarterback. How about that?
I'm pretty sure that's probably happened as Travis Etienne.
He has emerged as the man in this game.
Has poured it on in the second half. This is like real life. This is imitating real life here. Travis Etienne late. Clemson looking to expand to a 10-point lead.
Why are you throwing? Oh, okay.
Oh, it's Hunter Renfrow.
A little orange crush to Hunter Renfrow. How about that?
Hunter Renfrow.
Did that not look like the orange crush?
It did. It went the other way, but yeah, it absolutely did. Wide open touchdown. Tigers up 10. That'll make the folks watching the simulation feel better. All right, do you have anything else here? 1 minute left.
I don't know if you've been keeping up with the Jim McElwain situation and the death threats, but this has been sort of strange. He talked about he and his family getting death threats, which is believable. That happens a lot from crazy fans. But then the administration talked to him, and he wouldn't provide any further details, which a little bit weird about why you're not talking about this. And then he came out and said that the death threats were old. They were old death threats. And he said he shouldn't have brought them up.
This seems to be going the way of not good.
So I don't quite know what to make of the Jim McElwain situation right now.
Can I make something of it?
Sure.
If they get housed tomorrow by Georgia, just run out of the joint, maybe even lose to South Carolina.
He may have some new death threats to bring up, by the way.
I was going to say there's a coach that's available named Bob Stoops.
Not happening. No chance. I think he's done.
There's a coach that's available named Charlie Strong. I mean, I know he's got a job. He's doing pretty good at South Florida. Could Strong be a one and done with the Bulls and go to the Gators? That caught your attention a little bit. We come back, Lowell's locks of the weekend and our predictions on Clemson and Georgia Tech, South Carolina and Vanderbilt, Ohio State, Penn State, and more. Stay with us.
Love it raw? For the freshest sushi in town, Sakatumi Grill and Sushi Bar, 807 Gervais Street in the Vista. Sakatumi's flavorful grill for non-sushi fans features the Kobe burger, filet and lobster, chicken hibachi, and more. Fresh sushi, flavorful grill, Sakatumi Grill and Sushi Bar, sakifresh.com.
Tiger fans, look no further than the Tiger Sports Shop in Clemson for all your game day gear. Since 1974, they've brought you everything Clemson for the Clemson fan, with quality brand names such as Nike, Under Armour, Antigua, Ping, and many more. From hats to t-shirts to tailgate, the Tiger Sports Shop has all the Clemson apparel a true Tiger fan needs. With 2 convenient game day locations in Tigertown, shop where I shop at I Am Ibrahim's Tiger Sports Shop. They fuel the passion of Tiger fans everywhere. Check them out online, tigersports.com.
Have you been thinking about sprucing up your yard, debating between pine straw or mulch? Call my friends at Carolina Turfgrass to get your yard looking as great as mine right now. I chose to go with pine straw this year, and it looks incredible. Carolina Turfgrass is conveniently located at 5400 Augusta Road in Lexington, and if you need your order delivered, they can take care of that too. In addition, Carolina Turfgrass carries a wide variety of turfs, including Centipede and Bermuda. For unmatched quality and service, call Carolina Turfgrass, 446-6525. Look for Carolina Turfgrass on Highway 1 in Lexington.
The kitchen cabinets were coming off the wall. The chandelier in the dining room was just about to fall from the floor up to the ceiling. It's got a brand new home feeling.
Let the remodeling begin. Don't miss your chance to win Fox Sports and Floor Pro's $100,000 fall home makeover. Think of the possibilities. $100,000 to spend on your home however you choose. Enter for a chance to win now at foxsportsradio1400.com using keyword home and let the remodeling begin. That's foxsportsradio1400.com. Keyword home. Fox Sports and Floor Pro's $100,000 fall home makeover. Powered by Solatube, Mayhem Roofing, Gateway Supply, and Floor Pro. Because quality starts from the floor up.
Why have over 3 million guys switched to Harry's razors? Because we make just one perfect razor with 5 precision blades. Ding! We own the factory, cut out the middleman, and sell our blades for half of other overpriced 5-blade alternatives. Now we're dropping the half-price sound effects guy.
Wait, why?
Harry's, one perfect razor, none of the extra noise. Visit harrys.com today and use code 3333 to get a special trial offer. That's harrys.com, code 3333.
Need custom shirts, hats, or uniforms? How about promotional giveaways for your business or organization? Need fast turnaround times? Look no further than Meridian Printing and Promotions. Located in Lexington, they provide an in-house art department, in-house screen printing, and in-house embroidery services to the Midlands and beyond. For the absolute best quality products and services, contact Meridian Printing and Promotions, 785-4990. Check them out online, mbspromo.com.
For more information about contests on this station, go to foxsportsradio1400.com/rules.
You're listening to Clemson Sports Talk with my dad, Lawton Swan, on Fox Sports Radio 1400 and on the iHeart Radio app.
What have you done for me lately? It's a fair question. Just don't lose sight of the bigger picture. Don't forget history. Lucky for us at Clemson, the answer to the questions, what have you done for me lately, and what have you done always, are the same. We win.
It is final from Death Valley. Clemson with 14 points in the fourth quarter of the backs of Travis Etienne. They do not outrush the Yellow Jackets, but in reality,
that would be under Tech's rushing average.
259 for the Yellow Jackets, 13 yards through the air. That's about right. 24-14, Clemson wins it. The Tigers win it. All right, we've got Lowell's locks and our predictions coming up here on Clemson Sports Talk tonight. Remember, you want to be a part of the program. you can always be a part of it. ClemsonSportsTalk.com or through the podcast editions, which you can listen to anytime, anyplace, anywhere. Amazon Echo, Google Home, iPhone, Android. Man, if you can't figure out how to get a hold of the show, Lawton, LAWTON at ClemsonSportsTalk.com. Email me. I can help you be able to get your hands on the show. All right, Lowell. You got 5 locks over there for the people?
Absolutely.
You're only about 15 locks under 500 for the year.
That's not correct.
Okay. I did make that stat up. Lock number 1.
Let's start with the game coming up in a couple minutes here on ESPN, 8 p.m. Florida State.
Yeah.
6.5-point favorite at Boston College. Now, this is tricky.
Okay. Can I go back?
Sure.
Ohio State, 6.5-point favorites over Penn State.
Now, that one's a little different. That one's a little bit different than this one. But Boston College, recent weeks, been playing really confidently. They seem like they found a little bit of a spark offensively. Boston College, I think this could be a tight ball game. Now, I think Florida State is the more desperate team, and I think they come out and play desperate, and I think they pull away with a win because I think defensively they are good enough to slow down Boston College. But I don't think they cover. I don't think Florida State covers 6.5 at BC. So that's my first lock.
Florida State does not cover 6.5 at Boston College. Lock number 2.
Notre Dame, 7-point favorite over NC State. NC State, I think their defensive line, if they play up to potential, which they have not done at times this year, but if they play up to their potential in this ballgame, I think that they can really slow down Notre Dame's rushing attack. And NC State, or Notre Dame, has not been really stopped this year. They've really kind of had the way on the ground. Brandon Wimbush has not had to throw the ball. He's going to have to throw the ball in this game. This is going to be the first time he's really going to be tested and have to sling the ball around a little bit. I think he makes some mistakes. I think this game is really, really tight. I have Notre Dame by 3 over NC State in South Bend.
I think Notre Dame is going to romp them. 14 points. Notre Dame wins.
Penn State and Ohio State in the horseshoe. I have a weird feeling about this ball game. Really weird feeling. I think you go back to last year. The way Penn State won that game at home was really fluky. It was a rainy game, kind of like this one was. Really rainy game. I think it was a bad snap on a field goal. Penn State got to it, blocked it, scooped it up, returned it for the winning points. I don't see that happening again. I don't think they can replicate that.
Then there was a block kick at the end. I remember it was a blocked field goal at the end.
Yeah. I think Ohio State has found a little something offensively. Now, it hasn't been great teams, but, you start rolling up points. You're getting 60 points in the game against Nebraska. That gives you a little confidence boost. Their offense is definitely better than Michigan's. Can we admit that?
Yes.
And I think their defense is about on par with Michigan's defense.
Michigan's defense gave up 42 points last weekend.
Okay, so maybe they're a little better than Michigan's defense. That defensive line is really nasty. And I think they're gonna cause some problems. I think they're gonna be able to stop or slow. They're not gonna be able to stop him. They're gonna be able to slow him down a little bit and kind of make Trace McSorley throw the ball a little bit. 6.5 points. That's a lot. They don't cover. But let me tell you, Ohio State upsets Penn State. I have Ohio State by. You know what? I'll take another 3-point game in this one.
Penn State wins by 10.
Going the other way on everything with me.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt and South Carolina. South Carolina's defense is playing really confidently. Vanderbilt as a team is not. Just overall, I think Alabama actually took their souls. Like I think Alabama actually ripped their souls out of their body, and then Georgia kind of threw it on the ground and stomped on them a little bit.
Okay.
And so I don't think Vanderbilt really has anything left in the tank at this point.
Yeah.
Now I think they're good enough defensively that they can slow down a South Carolina offense that's been pretty mediocre this season. Vanderbilt should have one of their better defensive outings over the past few weeks. Offensively, they don't have it. They just don't have it against a defense for South Carolina that's playing really confidently right now. I'm thinking it'll be something like we saw in the simulation up here where it was, 24-10? I can see something similar. I don't know if it'll be quite that high scoring. I'm going to go 21-10, South Carolina.
I think South Carolina wins this one as well. I'll say South Carolina 28, Vanderbilt 13. 28-13.
Finally, Clemson, 14-point favorite over Georgia Tech. Big question, is Kelly Bryant healthy? I'm going to go ahead and say he's healthy enough. He's healthy enough in this game. I'm going to start, we as fans tend to not trust the coaching staff. I'm going to trust the coaching staff in this. 14-point favorite coming off that Friday night loss to Syracuse. Defense will have a chip after a bad performance. They don't hold Georgia Tech under 100 yards again, but they shut them down pretty well, way better than Georgia Tech is used to. I have Clemson winning similar to this. Simulation was 24-14. I have Clemson 31-14. I think the offense gets rolling. Defense performs really well after that Syracuse game.
All right, I got my prediction real quick on this one. This might shock some folks. I'm going to take Georgia Tech to lose this one to Clemson in Death Valley tomorrow. I'll say the Yellow Jackets lose to Clemson tomorrow. I think Clemson can score 34 points in this game, and I think Yellow Jackets, they're going to struggle to score. I think it's like 34-17, something like that. We may have a quick call, though. Do we have a quick call over there real fast? Punch it up real fast. All right, it's the Real Payzant. What's up, buddy? Be quick.
Hey, I just want to say one thing. First, calling in from Houston, Texas, home of the Astros. Going to watch them tonight. But I just want to say this. I hope I want to look for in this team is how we do offensively tonight. Or tomorrow night. We need a statement game. We need to get out there and throw the ball deep. KB needs to be kept from running.
Yeah, hey, we got to go, buddy. That's all the time we've got till Monday. As always, y'all take care now. And go Tigers!
It's the most successful event of its kind in the Midlands, and you can be right in the middle of the excitement. The 104.7 WNOK Bridal Expo returns January 7th. Put your business in front of hundreds of new clients in just one afternoon. Showcase your services and enjoy networking with other wedding pros. Most importantly, book business. Sunday, January 7th at the Columbia Metropolitan Convention Center. Also presented by Carolina Bridal Associates, Carolina Bride Magazine, Hilton Columbia Center, American Floral, and Southern Way Catering. Reserve your space today at bridecityshows.com. That's bridecityshows.com.
At OPEX Columbia, we aim to inspire, empower, and challenge individuals to reach their highest potential. We take this mission very seriously and sincerely desire to help people achieve the goals they set out for themselves. OPEX Columbia is where you will excel no matter what your goal, whether that be health and wellness, body composition, or being a competitive athlete. We are conveniently located downtown across from the South Carolina Baseball Stadium. Contact us at opexcolumbia.com and mention this ad to receive 10% off your 3-part assessment.
Looking to get away without having to spend a whole day traveling to your destination? Ocean Reef Resort offers 1, 2, 3, and 4-bedroom accommodations with the comforts of home and boasts the best oceanfront views. Swim in their sparkling indoor and outdoor pools, relax in their hot tubs, try out the Adventure Oasis pool with adult-sized water slide, or just float down the 250-foot lazy river. Visit us at oceanreefmyrtlebeach.com or call us at 1-866-935-0530 to learn more.
For 28 years, the professional staff of the Hobbs Group and Hobbs Group Advisors has been dedicated to helping others achieve their financial goals by delivering quality, objective financial and accounting solutions to a diverse client base of individuals and businesses all over South Carolina. We offer tax and audit services, bookkeeping, payroll, litigation support, employee benefits, personal financial planning, investment management, and insurance services. Please call us at 803-799-0555 or